Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm gonna get this right one day, guys. I promise. Like, one day it's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna be everything I have always dreamed of in a quality production. Question mark, maybe? I don't know. But nonetheless, happy Thursday. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 223. We are in patch 8.0. Insert random numbers here. Tonight we are going to be talking about a lot of random things, which probably includes a little bit of Blizzcon hype, what's new in Azeroth, stuff you can buy on the store to spend your money, drugs. Just kidding. I know you got excited, Murky, but I just said drugs to get everyone's attention. But now that I have your guys' attention, we have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Ironforge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
Lovable defender of the lesser races of Azeroth, it's Murky.
Because a turtle made it to the water.
With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
Hello, people of podcast land. This is Winstalin speaking, and Winstead from the Technically PvP podcast. And you are listening to the Pwnecast podcast.
That moment I realize I'm not logged in as us, so I can't see anything on our Twitch because I need a new token now. Guys, I promise we are quality. I just need the dang token. Guys, how do we get the token? 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 I guess I should unmute the boys so they could help me with the token.
We don't have a token Canadian anymore, so I don't know how
We
we get the
don't,
token.
although me and him did have a conversation, if you call it.
Was that like a pun about the con or something? Or
No, God, no.
there was such emphasis on the word con, I had no idea what was going on.
Well, I was multitasking, so I do that thing where I drag out the word.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I do. You know my thing, the thing that I do.
I don't.
That's weird.
No.
You've known me for how long and you don't know? That's weird. Guys, welcome back. If you're new to Pwnecast, my name is Belle, and I'm sorry. And with me are my two co-hosts. You have Remedies, the gullible still.
I mean, yeah.
Somebody hasn't changed the notes.
I'm slacking. What can I say? And we also have Murky the... Why is it saying... I was all set to do my magical Murloc, and then it says the mediocre mage.
That says mediocre. I'm confused.
Mediocre. I can't human spell. Question. No?
That was me, so
why
I
are
can't
you the
spell.
mediocre
No,
mage?
that's how you spell mediocre. I was just being facetious.
Why do you... That is a big word for a Thursday night.
Yeah, could you just apologize?
Yeah, like, can we?
Shots.
Fired. Why are you the mediocre?
It was a bad raid week. I am no longer the superior chart topper anymore in my groups that I play in. I'm the bottom bitch. So.
You have your new bottom bitch, Belle.
Yeah.
So, do you know what a bottom bitch is?
Well, I do.
So you wouldn't be the bottom bitch because, fun fact, in hoe talk, bottom bitch is actually your lead hoe. So
I mean, that's accurate then, right?
let's say this is like a business and you have employees and then you have like a manager. So your bottom bitch would be like your manager.
The power bottom.
But it's the top. I don't understand it either. It took me a little while to understand this concept.
She's gonna need to pay her bottom.
One of these days, I'll clue you all in on how I know all these various random things from the very weird world of illegal activities. But for now, I wasn't a hoe in a past life.
I mean, more like frowned upon.
Well, I mean, you know, there's
You
lines, guys.
You gotta pay off the right people, then it's
Yeah, it's, you know, it's,
gray area.
there's lines and there's, you know, there's...
more like guidelines.
Yeah, like it's more like things to follow. It's not necessarily something you have to do.
She's a hoe.
Right.
For show.
But yeah, your bottom bitch
She was
is your,
hurting for
that's
a
your
certain-
cream of the crop. So I don't think you would be the bottom.
I mean, he's got cream for the crop, though.
Oh my god. Hi, Mom.
At this point, she expects this behavior from us. So I don't feel
I
like...
mean, wouldn't it be weirder if we were on our behavior?
It would be weird.
That would like be seeing Trump being polite to people and stuff.
Oh my god.
He might be polite to some people. You don't know him.
I mean, if you got a pussy. Cats.
That word is so gross.
What's new this week, Belle?
That word is so, like, of all, and I say bad words, but that word to me is so gross, and I don't know why.
It's funny when he says it. I don't know why.
It's weird when he says it because he's like 12. So when he says, like, things like that, I'm just like, who is that talking?
It's like having your child say it.
Pussy.
No.
Moist.
Oh my god, you guys are so gross. Listen, to anybody who might still be here, I apologize that you're having to deal with this, but this is just our life. So let's jump into the weekly reset for Tuesday, October 16th. Before October 16th, though, don't forget we have the great Nomergon run and also the original, like, the actual event that was kind of highlighted by Blizzard. That was nice, but the running of the gnomes, and then, of course, there's also the running of the trolls, FYI. But you can participate in doing that in-game, and then you could also do the running of the gnomes, which I wanted to give a little bit of background here, because I feel like a lot of people don't really know what that is. I feel like people think it's this cool concept where there's a bunch of pink gnomes that run around and do stuff, and it's this big thing. But really, like, this is a good thing that happens here, and this isn't just to get people together. Like, this is for charity, and they raise money every single year that they do this. In fact, in 2017, I think their total was like 19,000, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I mean, for a bunch of gamers who are parting with, you know, some of their potential budget for new peripherals or whatever,
Yeah.
like, that's pretty damn good. And they're not that large in the sense of, you know, they're not this big conglomerate charity, or, you know, it's not like they're Blizzard. Like, they're doing this just off word of mouth and the way that it's kind of spread. So, like, this
Yeah,
is...
the gnome races have been around since almost ever. Like I remember doing it like Wrath and Kata with some old guildies. And
So this is their 9th year.
Yeah.
This is their 9th year that they've been doing it. And the fact that it was put in game, I think, was a really great tribute. Dravi, which is the original, like, she's the main organizer. She's also a warlock, so, like, I dig that vibe. But, I mean, she does a lot of work with the Warcraft Cares project, and she's super involved in the charity aspect of the community, which I think is great because, like, we need charity. I need charity. I need that Jaina pendant at the Blizzcon store.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I need to start a GoFundMe because if I spend another $1 outside of the budget, my husband is literally going to strangle me because it goes with my costume for DitchCon, but I might just have to fake it and make it out of like aluminum foil or some shit.
You should just add a little like donation link thing on the Twitch here.
Yeah, it's only $49 and I'm trying to think, well, okay, so I spent a fair amount of money on my costume, which I'm still in the process of picking between the two, but I think I pretty much figured out which one I want, but obviously I'm going the pirate route because that makes sense, right? But I'm going more, I can't do cosplay because do you guys know?
Because why?
Who knows how to cosplay? I don't know how to cosplay.
You dress up.
Yeah, but I can't craft things.
Quote a few NPC lines. Oh, okay.
90% of it's like knowing crafting or paying somebody to do that for you.
I was about to say, some people just purchase theirs.
Yeah, but like, I think we got a pretty solid one in the bag, I think. The boys agree, which I'm not going to reveal it just yet, but I probably will next week. I need to take a less booby picture before I can put that on the internet. That way my husband doesn't like lose his shit, but...
oh, we weren't supposed to share those on the internet?
Right. Although I took great pictures, it just, you know...
Oh, yeah, it was very good.
When you're not wearing t-shirts.
This is awkward.
I mean,
What?
Rem has that problem.
I mean, my costume for Blizzcon is going to be my birthday suit. Easy peasy.
That seems like we are not going to get as many people going to the party as we should.
Or we'll get more.
Well, I don't know what type of people we would want it to be.
I will join you, Rem.
I'm just saying, I'm not really sure. But, Nomergon.
It's flattering, okay?
The Great Nomergon Run, the Running of the Gnomes. Make sure you get behind that. Follow Dravie on Twitter. It's at Dravie, Dravie.
That pendant is sold out already? Sorry, I saw that.
You're lying. Is it sold out?
No.
Where did you see that?
It's too bad I don't live in Long Beach anymore. I could have made that at my work.
Angie said in Twitch chat that
How come I don't see Twitch chat? I literally see no Twitch chat.
You're having all sorts of issues.
Guys, I see no,
today.
there's no chat for me at all.
Self-starters and Belle's boobs in the same stream? What could go wrong?
Guys, I'm not even seeing, like, I don't even see what I'm putting in chat. What am I doing wrong?
F5?
No,
Yeah.
I've already refreshed. This is going to irritate the shit out of me. Why does it hate me?
Are you using the website or are you using, like, a streaming program to see your chat?
Have you fucking met me?
Shit.
So she's using Internet Explorer.
Yeah, I'm using Microsoft Edge. That's a serious question.
Sorry to insult you. Holy crap. My OBS will show me my Twitch chat so I don't have to use the website. So.
I'm sure this does too, but I don't know how to work it, okay? So now I'm just going to use...
You gotta flip your game down and reverse it.
Damn it. I'm just going to use Firefox. Guys, we're going to be okay. I just need to get my shit together right now. I expected this to work. This is... Oh, good God. Guys, nothing's been working. My drive failed on the other one. I'm missing valuable chats.
Go to your files. Look for System32. I heard flushing that out fixes most problems.
On tonight's news, Belle loses her shit on Twitch.
Okay, now I can see chat. It's something with Chrome. Why does Chrome pick and... It, like, picks when it wants to work.
That's why when you convinced me to switch to Firefox, I stuck with it, because no one can get their shit together.
I don't have that luxury, because for my job, I have to stick with Chrome, so it's really hard to go from work to...
Sounds like a bad time.
You should try updating your stuff before the show.
So you're telling me that pendant is sold out?
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's what I just
Angie said.
Yeah.
Did anybody buy that pendant that wants to sell it to me for...
Tacos.
Something to borrow for the night? I can't believe it's already fucking sold out. That hurts my feelings, all of them, if I had any of them. Well,
if I can borrow Dark for the night,
this hurts all my feelings.
They have to restock before BlizzCon comes around, so they have to.
Yeah, but who has time for that? BlizzCon is literally like 2.5 weeks away. Like we're on the doorstep of things.
The bomb is ticking.
Okay, so let's get back to things. So for Tuesday's reset, October 16th, we also have the Time Walking, which is going to be Pandaland. We have the PvP Brawl, which is South Shore versus Torin Mill. Yeah. It's good if you get people who know what they're doing. If you get people who don't know what they're doing, it's not the business.
It's a clusterfuck of frames at 5.
And it's literally everybody fighting in the middle.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Everybody wants, so.
But it's not the middle of where you're supposed to be fighting.
That's irrelevant.
The road along the way, they fight in the complete opposite direction. Or they go fight behind houses or whatever weird shit people do. But yeah, it's not good. It's not fun.
I don't think they were fighting.
Who was fighting?
Behind the houses. I don't think they were fighting.
What were they? Oh.
I can't log in because I'm not on
They're
Chrome.
getting that Make Love Not Warcraft.
I'm not on Chrome, so I can't even see what it's doing. But I believe in you. This really hurts my feelings, guys. I'm very upset about this pendant. Because when I saw that, it really fucking is out of stock. Ugh. Guys, why would they put something out like that knowing everybody was going to want it?
It's got to come
same
back.
reason they had that fucking Legionnaire Murky and Gladiator or whatever it was Murky pins for BlizzCon, and only out of like what 10,000 people, they're like, oh hey, here's 1,000 pins. Go fuck yourself. And Secret and I were sitting in that line for like an hour, only to get like it sold out 2 people before us.
I should have bought it when I had the chance. That's okay though. We're not going to make a big deal about it because it's cosmetic and it doesn't matter.
I'm still bitter, but
we're gonna be okay. Hollow's End also starts the 18th, which I could have swore that I had a freaking Hollow's End thing. I thought I put notes in. Guys, this week, just so you know, we don't have any lore, mostly because Rem had a long week, question mark.
It's been a bad week.
And I myself am still having a migraine. I'm trying to drink it away as we speak. The migraine has lapsed over from yesterday, but I've been entirely busy with work, and today work got even more interesting.
Ooh, what's the office drama? Or is it secret?
It's not necessarily a secret so much. I mean, it's not like anybody from work watches anything I do.
KLs, can you please turn off stream?
Oh, he already knows. He was the first one I told about it because shit got really weird. We just had to roll with the punches, but yeah.
I mean, I'm going back to my family's a week earlier to fix the laptop. So,
what did you get a set of?
You got a set of
those
got
the pins.
Oh,
the Murloc.
Did you happen to buy the pendant?
Because he's a cuck.
I don't think he bought anything yet.
I don't know. I wasn't. I mean, he's always got his credit card out, so I don't know.
He does. He's like, oh.
But did you see the teaser photo I linked you in Discord?
I didn't understand what you were linking me, but 99% of the reason why I didn't understand what you were linking me is because I didn't understand what you were linking me.
Got it.
That was so redundant. It was crazy.
So what was the relevance there?
Oh, so inside that photo, there was other objects that weren't released yet for the BlizzCon.
Oh, I saw that. There's like, the turtle made it to the water dude. It was a little turtle who looked...
And the little Murloc plushie that, like, the kids have, the Suramar Murloc souvenir. So, hopefully that goes on this store.
Well, Blizzard doesn't do anything by accident, so...
I know. Fingers crossed. I really want that Murloc. Holy shit.
You bought the pendant? I don't care about any of the other crap. I care about the Kulteran pendant. If you bought that, I need it to borrow it. So if it's a gift for the wife, can you hold off on giving it to the wife until after BlizzCon?
Why would she care about it?
What's the rental fee on it?
Yeah, could I, like, rent it? I just need to do... Oh, that might be true. That stuff might be BlizzCon exclusive.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed.
That would make sense.
Stand that line or throw money at somebody to go pick one up for me.
Yeah, that would make sense if it was BlizzCon exclusive. So let's talk about... I'm looking for some I thought some stuff was added to Hollow's End this year. I think the only thing that was added was the additional Hearthstone toy that you could get out of the dungeon, which it's just another... it's literally just another Hearthstone that shares the same cooldown and does all the same things the 50 other fucking Hearthstones do we have. So
useless copy.
Yeah, it's 100% useless. But I don't know if it was this year. I'm pretty sure it was this year that it was added. I'm trying to find the notes on
they
that.
haven't really done anything for events in a long time in terms of like fleshing them out more. It's more just adding more items and shit.
Oh, aren't there achievements for the Norrington estate with the Headless Horseman and stuff?
Oh, Dread subscribed. So now, hold on, I gotta play your song, my dude. Hold on, let me play it. Let me... I need to do our gift dance. You're kind of doing it in line with the music a little bit, kind of. Okay, there you go. Now you got an awesome induction into the Style Boys crew / Hall of Fame. For those of you who don't know who the Style Boys are, I'm gonna need you to Google Popstar and watch it because it pretty much.
Is it Popstar? Never Say Never. Or
yeah, it's really good though. I mean, if you like that kind of humor. So I was trying to find I could have swore that new stuff was added this year, like toy-wise. And
So
yeah,
there was,
they haven't
there's like
done...
a headless horseman, Hearthstone, or something. And
That's what she just said.
Yeah, there's that, but I don't think they added anything new. But here's the thing. You need to do the runs for the Headless Horseman if you're interested. I think level 60, right? Anything under 60 doesn't get the possibility for the mount.
Last I remember, yeah.
And
For those event mounts, yeah.
yeah, and you can do it, you know, as often as you like. Every day, right? Every day.
You can do it missionary and whatever you want.
That's so weird. You would be a missionary guy. I like how
Do
Travis...
we want to carry on this conversation?
I like how
That's
Travis
yours.
is like, yeah.
We'll keep quiet.
So, this is how we get the subs, guys. We talk about the important stuff that you need to know for your life. Yeah, get your mount. You need it for the... What a long, strange trip.
But you don't need the mount for the...
No, you need the...
Why'd you say the... Oh, you're talking about the purple Drake. You're fucking confusing.
Yeah, you need the... You need to do the achievements that are attached to that,
Gotcha.
so make sure you get those done. And it's fun anyway. I like getting the, like, the masks and the...
Are you airing yourself out or something?
My fucking back hurts, Kay?
I used to enjoy all. Well, I
My
mean, I
back
still
hurts, so I'm
enjoy-
using this to keep myself sitting straight up because I have poor posture.
As opposed to just sitting
See?
straight back.
Dread was on Chrome and didn't have the chat either.
See? Fuck Chrome.
Guys, if you're watching this on any kind of Chrome shit, Chrome exploded, guys. We're going to need to just say no, right? We just need to be... I don't know. I'm not happy with Chrome or Windows at this point. Also, I feel like there was
Analytics.
one more thing that we were going to talk about for reset thing, but I think that might be it. So the Azerite changes for the 370, right? We all know I went on a big rant last week. I did have a couple of people send me an email. I had one person send me an email and was like, how dare I? Listen, guys.
How dare you?
Guys, I just need to tell you, how dare I? How dare you? How about that? Don't email me some shit like, how dare I? Get the fuck out of here. Get on your bike and pedal to the other neighborhood, because maybe there will be another group of people on the internet that give two fucks.
Yeah, go on the other side of 51st where you belong.
But it was like, how dare I? How dare I have an opinion, and how dare I berate anybody who doesn't have time to play to get as good as gear as those who have time to play? Listen, I'm not going to defend how I felt because I feel like I don't need to, because it's okay that we disagree. And I'm not going to go into this any further because I don't care.
I mean, the one line you say makes the argument invalid for them. It's, why do you need the gear anyway then?
Right. But the good news is, and this is what I wanted to talk about with this, I thought this wasn't going to go live until 8.1. Apparently, either I'm a fucking retard and didn't read properly last week.
That's what I assumed.
All the things on the internet, Blizzard was like,
Well,
let's
because
just give it to
I
these
sent you a
guys.
text with the image. I was like, I thought this was going in 8.1.
It was supposed
Push
to, because
the button.
the original post said 8.1. But they
Yeah.
were testing in PTR or something for 8.1. But that
And
is...
then they did a hotfix, and later that day did another hotfix to fix the hotfix for the
Was that any
It's-
kind of English?
No, I had a stroke.
So they did go into a little bit of explanation, and they even said, you know, we wanted to give more context to the changes that we're making. Now, I just want to point out that that whole tweet that said that initially, that is because I'm not the only one that had that reaction. The fact that they wanted to go in depth and give an even further explanation as to how it's going to work and why they are doing that tells everybody that I was not the only one that felt that way, that no matter what that email said about how dare I, how dare you, I felt how I felt, and I was okay to feel how I feel, and I don't have to insult people to feel that way. I can just be real and say from my perspective. But that did make me feel good because it did kind of explain that you can't just be a fresh 320 or 340 and come out swinging and get 370 gear from your armor, which is something that I was afraid of. I was deathly afraid of that because that's scary, right? That's really scary if we just start throwing that shit out there That wasn't how it was originally, like...
That's how we were explaining it last week, is it's a scale.
Because you explain it to me doesn't mean it makes their post any different. So
Okay.
I understand the scaling, but did anybody have a number on the scaling?
No, that
No.
they didn't.
We have that today, which
had
last
to go
week...
be hotfixed.
Right. We didn't have that number last week. So
What
last
is
week...
the number now?
I'm going to tell you right now. So last week we had the number, or we didn't have the numbers. So it's great scaling. What the fuck does that even mean? Last year we got legendaries coming out the ass.
Well-
So the number itself, basically, so the hotfix, they did a hotfix to increase the cap to 370 because when they rolled this out originally, people weren't getting 370 that were at that cap. You need to be at least 367.
That's a weird number, but okay.
I don't know if that's intentional, but what they do is it goes off items that you've picked up item level wise. So if you don't have that in your bags or you don't have it equipped, it doesn't matter. Whatever was soulbound that you picked up item level wise, that's what it goes by. The only thing that is a little annoying there is that there's lots of Titan forging going on. They're just throwing it out to everyone. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's getting Titan forged. So that is a little scary, but at the end of the day, I mean, really,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So they're basically taking that number. I don't know why 367 was the number that they choose, but that's the
Yeah, it's
number
fucking
that's there.
random in my.
So 367 to 370, you'll get a 370 reward from the emissary. If you don't have that, you'll get your 355 Azerite piece. And this isn't just Azerite armor that you need to have in order to be able to get the 370. It's any armor piece that you pick up that's soulbound that either you had or was in your bag at one point, whatever, however you obtained it, as long as it was soulbound, even if you deleted it or scrapped it, whatever, it is on your master, I picked this shit up table that's in their database. So you don't have to worry about like keeping that gear or anything like that. If you had that item level at one point, maybe you replace pieces for a little bit lower item level to have better stats. Then
I was gonna ask who's not wearing their highest item level, but then there was your story of haste.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one. And I want to just point out again that I've been watching Twitter very, very seriously for not just this set of gear, but for PvP stuff in nature as well. Because oftentimes I'll get better feedback from things that I'm seeing in conversations that are being had on Twitter versus forums. Because oftentimes these, not devs, but, well, I guess sometimes it is devs that do chime in on these conversations on Twitter versus having to go through 40 threads. But it allows for a kind of a broader audience, so I get to see kind of multiple people's perspectives on these threads. And I think that that's really important to have that. But I
know what you just saw.
Take a breath.
Okay, so the good news is I don't apologize for last week's tirade, but I do acknowledge the fact that Blizzard went further in depth with that explanation. That explanation, I like it. I'm in. I appreciate that I knew there was a scale and I knew it was based on what you had, but at least now I have a number and I feel good about that number.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you on that part, but I also don't like the fact that it took fucking 4 times for them to explain something when all they had to do was one fucking post a month ago.
They're trying to, what's the word, reprimand their ways. They didn't tell us things before. Now they're trying to.
No, it's not going to correct their behavior though. We're going to see this over and over and over again. They're going to fuck it up, and then they're going to correct themselves 2 or 3 times over, and then they'll be correct. I mean, to err is human, like they said in their post, but at the same time, like, can you fucking not?
I think what's happening right now is a lot of scrambling, and I don't know why. So when I was looking at the Twitter sphere, right, I was scoping things out, checking stuff out, seeing what's going on, what is everybody so up in arms about. There's a lot of things that people are very frustrated about that I won't always feel that way because some of these guys do different types of content, or maybe they do more of it. And
I mean, I think they're up in arms because Fury isn't good right now, Belle.
That was really awful that you even...
And Prod is just for shame.
Well, I woke up was it this morning or yesterday? I'm looking it up right now. So you could tweet with the hashtag, Warcraft QA, right? You tweet Warcraft QA, which...
Wait, wasn't that today?
That was today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the QA in just a second.
Because I'm, like I said, my whole week's been upside down.
But, so you could tweet and you could get them to ask questions. Of course, they only pull the questions they want to answer. And of course, my taco question. Does anybody think that was important? No. My taco question wasn't important.
That's what you need to have a whole interview process of just tacos at BlizzCon.
Yeah, like, I just need to understand their situation and why they like, what kind of tacos. You could tell a lot about a person by the types of tacos they like. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not going to give you guys any cheating tips, but anyway, so I go
all of them to
Twitter. My whole feed is full of questions from the same individual. I'm not going to name this individual's names just because we don't need to go into all that. But the same individual, and some of it's valid, right? And I'm like, ooh, that's actually a really good question. Ooh, that's actually a really good question. Then there's other stuff where I just want to drive to his house and punch him in the face. Because some of it is like, it's less asking a question and more, I'm just trying to be cool on the internet, and I don't really appreciate that. But there is a lot of things that feel clunky as far as the gear stuff, the PvP stuff. I couldn't really have an opinion on like the conquest gear and what that process looks like because I haven't had time to do it yet. I have zero time. But I think the larger part of the community, so one of the questions that was asked was, what is your problem with giving us gear vendors? Why are you so vehemently opposed to giving us gear vendors back? Instead, you give us a half-assed solution that we thought we were going to like. We tried really hard to like it. But again, it's another RNG wall. Doesn't matter if at some point by the time we're done, we'll have all the pieces that are all right for us and all that. But it's still another wall that we're hitting that we are bound to you guys telling us what we should and shouldn't have at the time we should and shouldn't have it instead of you work hard, you get what you need. Now, I thought that was a valid question, and I wanted to put this to you guys to ask you before we started talking about what was talked about at the QA. Why do you suppose reforging and gear vendors being removed, why do you suppose those two things specifically, which are the most ass things, they are the most ass things to have back on the forums? So this isn't a question of a small portion of the community wants reforging and a small portion of the community wants their fucking gear vendors back. This isn't the question of that. This is the question of, if you look on the forums, you search gear vendors, I don't even know if you will ever be able to get through all the posts. You search reforging, I don't even know if you would ever get to the bottom of all of those posts. So this is more than just a portion of the community. This is, I would dare say, your vast majority of the community.
Yeah, I mean, it is the majority, not the vocal minority like it usually is, but...
So my question is, why do you suppose that they fight so hard to give that back? Do you suppose that there's a divine purpose, meaning there's a longer end game there? Or do you suppose they struggle with admitting that they refuse to give us that stuff back, even after we have proven that they're new shit and there are other ways of band-aiding? Like, what?
I mean, maybe partly they don't want to admit they're wrong, and also they don't like fun, so...
Yeah, I don't think they'll give us reforging back because, like you said, they don't want to admit they're wrong. What was their argument? They didn't want people, like, get one piece of gear, then reforge everything.
Yeah, so they said that was something like, when you have this item reforged and you get a new item, you don't know what your stats are baseline, like, without that item. So it was confusing to the community, even though the community loves it. So, I mean, it wasn't that fucking hard to figure out reforging.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I thought about that because I thought, well, I kind of understood originally when they talked about reforging and the reasons, and some of that made a lot of sense to me. Not that specific piece, but clunking and convoluting your gear process made a lot of sense because a lot of their argument was, it wasn't as simple as you get this piece and you get this stats. It's you get this piece and this piece and this piece, and then you need to change it on this one, but not this one and the other one. Like, I myself loved reforging, but I also I was not in love with sometimes having to, I was stuck in a lot of process because I focus on details like many other people do. Like, sometimes you get stuck on the details, and that was kind of like, I would spend a fair amount of time reforging shit and reforging it back and reforging it again. And I understand originally their thought process, but my question is, do those reasons still exist? And that's really what you have to deal with when you've done things and you've made major changes. Sometimes a year or two later, you have to sit and look at the way that we're playing the game now, and you have to say to your team, is the reason we did this still the reason? Do these reasons still exist, and do they still make sense to the current player base? Because that's really what's important, not just implementing something or taking something away and leaving that at the law forever. And we've proven that because a lot of our abilities that we lost due to making things easier for everybody, because it was really hard for new people to come in and learn a 5-button rotation instead of a 3-button rotation. Like, it was really hard for people to learn how to play a game that actually required skill. God forbid we have a game that requires skill. Like, I was really bitter about that when they took shit away. So they've started giving stuff back, and they realized, like, they took away a lot of our class identity when they did that. Specifically the buffs, the raid buffs. The fact that even some classes, it's only some classes that get those still, pisses me the fuck off. Because what makes Murky more important than me, that he gets to give somebody a buff and I don't?
He gets more DPS than you.
Well, not anymore.
I give AI, you give lock rocks. Like,
but
that's
what I'm saying. But, like, no, because you give mage food. So that's bullshit.
But
you don't get two things.
You don't eat mage food during a fight.
A Hellstone, survivability, mage food in between pulls.
It doesn't matter. You still get 2 things. You get 2 things to provide to the raid.
Okay, you get the summoning stone, like...
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about class buffs. That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Yes.
No, you can't turn that shit around.
Yeah, I'm talking about class buffs.
You have different utility.
But I'm talking about class buffs. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm referring to class buffs. There was a point in time. There was a point in time when every class brought something to the table buff-wise. I'm not talking about all the other shit that people bring. I don't care about that. I don't care if I had nothing to offer. It would serve me a damn bit of good to not have a fucking lock closet. I would love that, because then people would actually have to go places. So.
But then you wouldn't be invited to raid.
Why?
That's all locks are good for, is summoning portal.
I mean, I own the raid, so it'd be pretty hard pressed for them to not invite me to my own raid.
Oh, we can do it.
I would consider the Hellstone a buff, but that's just me.
Hold on, guys. I'm dying here. I'm trying to fix my...
Disgrace.
You guys hear my air conditioner?
Yep.
I can hear beeping.
Listen.
Beep, 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 beep.
My ass cheeks are sweating because I turned the air down, so...
Needs beak.
It's supposed to be, like, not
but
hot.
I remember when they tried to make class buffs base, like, passive. And that didn't work well because, I don't know why, but people like to press that button and give it to a random player or something like that.
I think it's important that you have an interaction there. I think it's important that instead of, like, you just being in a party with somebody and you getting a thing, I think it's important that you have that interaction with a person.
Oh, I interact with people all the time. I do /fart on them all the time.
No, I just mean, like, there should be, you know, there should be a little bit of immersion there where I need you for the
underwater buff. Thank you for the water buff.
Yeah, can you give me a thing and I need you to give me a thing. And that's a good point. Like,
what was the lock one before? Was like what, crit and something? What was it even?
It was
haste.
Ago, I don't even remember.
It was haste.
I'm pretty sure it was crit.
Pretty sure it was haste, actually.
Didn't they have like no, the Moonkin had the haste or didn't they?
No, they had the fucking 5% to all stats.
Oh.
It was a Mark of the Wild.
Was it haste? I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I don't even remember yesterday. I have to take more headache medicine. But why are you in my chat talking about affliction? Get the fuck out of here. Pex, you should know better. Come in my fucking chat talking about affliction. Affliction is strong. Your fucking mom is strong. Seriously though, she might be. So if she's strong, don't tell her I said that because I don't want her to kick my ass. Murky's mom, I love you. Also, Soulfate, I was going to ask you, I was going to actually ping you on Twitter because I was curious as to your depiction of how the prot stuff changed. She went, oh shit, she's a bodybuilder? Fuck. Guys, I'm going to get my ass kicked by someone's mom.
Blizzcon 2018.
That's right.
Fight.
I was going to ask how the warrior stuff went. Also, guys, so who here watched the very first episode back after our hiatus? We can call it my meltdown. Whatever you want to call it, it's whatever. I need anybody in the chat that's watching right now who watched that very first episode back. I'm going to give it a second, so those of you listening on iTunes and YouTube, I apologize. Okay, so we got 2, 3. I think Murky's mom did 2, 4, 5. Okay, so we have enough for a good thing. So when that very first episode, I said that I had been sitting on an idea for the last couple of months and that I was in my head fine-tuning it and trying to figure out how to make it work.
Oh, are we doing the quarter right now?
I said that this is something no other podcaster is doing or have talked about doing. And I got your guys' opinion on it, and I want to know what that was. I need anybody that remembers to tell me what that was, because I need to prove a point to myself.
I know where this is going. I'm going to wait this out.
Because randomly on the internet, no, it was outside of the, thank you, phone in. I was going to do call-ins. I was going to do special portion of the show for call-ins. Imagine my surprise when somebody else had that same idea.
Sorry, Bella, it was me. I'm the rat.
Guys, I don't like to call other people out. Just kidding, I do. But I got to tell you, I was very upset by that. And the reason I was upset is I didn't even want to mention it on the show because people do that. They take your ideas and then it's no longer your idea. It's somebody else's. And you're copying them. So at this point, I can't even do that. I've completely tabled that idea because that's not how I roll. So.
Can I be honest?
What?
I might have watched their attempt to do that on YouTube.
Was it bad?
It didn't work.
Okay. Well, so my approach is completely different. Like, mine was real call-in integration. But, it isn't, I want you guys to know, it isn't, I like them as people. Well.
One of them.
I like other podcasters, and I never knock other podcasters like that. So I don't want this misconstrued as, oh my God, did you hear Bell has beef with you? That is not what that is about. So
except Winston, and I heard he's kind of Russian, so.
If you know in which what I'm referring to, this isn't a hate thing. This is I had an idea and and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm working.
Really
and
farted in your purse.
Like, I'm working and Rem texts me and is like, dude. And I was like, bro. Like, literally, that was the conversation. He was like, dude. And I was like, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? But here's the thing. I don't believe that they listen to me, so it could very well have been their own idea. I just find it weird that...
No, it's too convenient. I mean, it's impossible.
Nobody else has ever mentioned it.
Well, it's impossible to not have someone in the world with the same idea that you have, but after we come back, all of a sudden it's there. It's just too convenient.
I was just really frustrated because I was like, wow, I can't even do that now because then it isn't me with my pioneering, idea. But, so, yeah. I just wanted to vent about that because I knew you guys would understand. I shouldn't even be this way because it's not nice to be that way. It's not nice, and you shouldn't be that way to other people.
We're all a part of the same community,
yes,
but still, it's like they farted in your purse.
We are, and I want other people to be successful in whatever success form that takes, because success to everybody doesn't, like, for me, success isn't...
Yeah, what are you, Edison?
Like, success to me isn't,
We're Tesla, and they're Edison in this situation.
The number of viewers that we have on Twitch is not success to me. Success to me is we do what we love and people like it. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 5 or 30. Those kinds of things don't matter. Unfortunately, in order for other people to see you as relevant, you have to have some numbers. But guys, I think we're doing okay. I think, we're not some of these other podcasts that, oh God, there's somebody that I really dislike in life. And he's the worst, most toxic streamer I've ever met in my life.
Murky's standing right here.
And he is so demeaning to women on his stream. I can't fucking stand this guy. Like, then all of a sudden I see a tweet that somebody else shared of his that he's like, I'm podcasting now. Get the fuck out of my life. I need these streamers to stop invading our podcast space. The podcast space should be for podcasters, not for people who think just because they have a microphone and play video games that they have a podcast. So that's my last complaint. I get really frustrated because
that's what I'm doing.
Podcasters are shit on by 90% of people.
I was boiling an egg. What? That's so fucking random.
Oh my God! See, Bod knew exactly who I was talking about. How funny that I didn't even say it. So yeah. Anyway, okay. I'm just talking about things in general, and you know me, my mouth runs away with me. I was complaining about how some other set of podcasters randomly had the same idea I did for call-ins, and then it's a thing, and I can't even do mine now because then it looks like I'm copying, so I was... Anyway.
Perfect the system. Let's work hard.
So, if you are listening at home, and you're listening to this on iTunes, whatever, if you send me an email, I want to know what you guys think about why Blizzard refuses to give us back things that the large part of the community is asking for. Because it seemed that regarding like the PvP gear, and you know, why did you take away our vendors, and why are you just like...
Well, they took away even the PvE vendors, so I mean, it's like...
That's what I'm saying, like it wasn't even specific to PvP, like they just said, fuck your vendors, we're gonna just continue to block you in more ways as far as random. And keep in mind, I don't want them handing anything to me, so before anybody's like, oh, I thought you said you wanted to work for it, I do. But I want to work and know that I'm going to get exactly what for certain things, I want to know. Yeah, so yes, you are right. When podcasting was in its heyday, there was call-in stuff, like official podcasts do that. Like Joe Rogan does call-in sometimes when he doesn't have people in his office doing it.
The morning sickness, their call-ins are fucking amazing.
So, and that's where I borrowed it from. I thought, well, fuck, we listen to the radio and people do call-ins all the time. Why couldn't I do that from a podcasting, like from
we should still have a fireside chat.
So the issue was that this was another World of Warcraft podcaster that we know. That was really the issue. It was a set of people that we know that randomly had the idea for call-ins, which they could have. I'm not saying, I don't want anybody to tweet them and be like, hey, fuck you, Belle said all these things, because I'm trying to not...
Do it, Anakin.
Flipping this.
Just so we're clear. But I just... It was a little weird, and then there's this other thing with tacos that I'm not even going to talk about, because it's just going to make me sound like a cunt. But I don't have to, because anybody that knows me already probably knew when that tweet went out and was like, wow, quit trying to be like me, bitch. Okay. So on a more positive note, I want to know...
I thought this was positive.
Well, I mean, it could be, really. The BlizzCon store's open. We already talked about that. Guys, go do it. Go buy shit. You can't buy much because it's probably already sold out, but...
Do it.
Spend your money. I would, I should have watched. I did want to watch and listen because I was trying to see what their ideas were. Mine was legit call-in though, like with the board and the whole nine, because they have programs that do that. It's just it's a cloud service you pay for. Anyway, I did a lot of research before I even said it out loud. Like I was like in think mode. We already talked about the Azerite gear. Oh, I forgot about the Mythic Fetid Devourer and Cahoon hotfixes. I would
also
never know
Cahoon LFR on the first day because people didn't know what they're doing.
If I wouldn't, I would never do the final boss in LFR for at least 2 weeks, guys. If you made the mistake of going in there, I apologize. I would always for the final.
Only 2 weeks. That's being optimistic. At least a month.
I usually give it like 2 weeks. You know, I just give it 2 weeks. Chaos, I feel really much like you bought a bunch of shit that you're just going to resell later in the year. I got to be really honest with you there, bud. I feel like that's what just happened.
Careful with that word, Angie.
That's what I'm laughing at.
Careful with that word.
What? You don't even need a pre-BlizzCon diet. Angie, I could blow on you and you would fall over. You literally look like you weigh 2 pounds. I just need you to know I like my girls with some booty, so I'm going to need you to eat some Twinkies, okay?
Big booty bitches. What? Big... All right.
What? Big booty.
Like, you got to be, you know... Guys, I fit into an adult small Halloween costume.
I bet I'm more thick, though, Angie.
What?
An adult small?
Yeah, an adult small. In what planet could you imagine even one of my ass cheeks fitting in an adult small?
That ass is fat, yo.
Well, I just find it funny you still wear kids' shoes, so, I mean...
Oh, yeah, I have to buy them from the Kids Journey.
Oh, my gosh.
They don't sell shoes in my size that are like, my shoes. Like, they do, but they're all, like, ugly women's shoes, and I like the DC, so I have to go. I have to order them from the Kids Journey, or I have to drive to the Kids Journey in at Arrowhead to go to get my shoes. Yeah, people make fun of me, and I don't even give a shit. The ladies
she likes to light up Velcros. don't believe her.
Whenever, oh, you bought stuff for... Don't use him as an excuse. Like, bro.
It's the only way he could justify it.
First he's going to shit on it, then he's going to puke on it, and then he's going to put it in his mouth. So everything you bought at the Blizzard store isn't going to do him any good.
Everybody's going to get pink eye.
That's probably true, actually, because kids are the #1 spread of the disease. So, let's talk about the QA highlights, shall we, guys? I was very upset that they didn't choose my question, because I felt like my question was really hard-hitting. And I felt like it was the question that everybody wants to know. Like, it's the burning question. But then, disappointment. No taco question. They were probably like, wow, this bitch, all she does is talk shit. We're not going to answer anything. So.
This BlizzCon, they're going to announce taco food in the damn game.
That would be really awesome, actually. Like, I would be really happy about that. Let's see. I'm trying to find...
I'm pretty sure Mexican food is the only cuisine they really don't put into cooking recipes. I just now realized that. I don't see any burritos, no enchiladas, no huevos rancheros. And huevos rancheros are the best.
Honestly, though, some fried eggs, with some hash browns sound delicious. I think that's what I'm gonna make after show. Man, that sounds so good. Let's see. So, one of the questions was, any plans to bring loot uniqueness back to raids?
Ha!
No.
Used to be, so I'm reading from Wowhead, just so you guys are aware, just because. I watched the Q&A, but I was on 3 conference calls back-to-back during the Q&A, so I only got, like, small chunks of, you know,
the questions were so bad, even Lord looked bored.
Who picked the questions, though? Who is this person that's in charge of picking the questions?
I don't know.
It used to be the best endgame loot was raiding. I mean, that should be the case, because the raid is the ultimate end to each subset of stories. Like that, you know, the questing and things that you go through, your dungeons, that tells the story, and the raid usually completes out that story, or sometimes there's a revelation or whatever the case may be. Tier pieces are no longer the end game set for raids, which is great, thank fucking God, because I can't imagine all this stuff we're having issues with now. And tier, I would probably hang myself, if I'm being honest. Basically, there wasn't any answer here.
Where you just like do the whole loop-de-loop around the actual question, and then
it was just like, it doesn't mean that people can't make a smaller 2-piece set with bonus effects. Like, there's you get the trinket and whatever from Waycrest, right? The music box and
so the music box and the ring. If you have both, then one procs the other at 60% power.
Right. So they're saying like, oh, well, you could still have X and Y. Hold on. That's why I'm so hot, guys. My little thing was. Did everybody see my butt? Sorry.
You like blended into the table.
Did it? Good. Okay, because I got the black on. So I changed which direction my blades pointed, so it was all going at the wall. But I'm sweating. That's why my back is like away from my thing, because like it's.
I point blade towards vampires. So.
That's weird. You said that RP servers would not be affected by sharding, but they are. Guys, this brings me to a good point. I just want to let you know that Ian's a liar. This is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th thing that he's lied about, where he said RP servers will be the exception, right? Be the exception because it's important.
No, they connect to other RP realms. What the fuck? Why is that hard to understand?
Listen, they don't.
They do.
Listen, he said sharding as far as when 2 people are RPing, one can't fucking disappear because other people came onto another RP server. It isn't connected realms, it's a sharding problem. So it isn't a connected realm problem, it's a sharding problem. Because people that are in the middle of an RP thing, when their shard gets fucked up, they're not on the same server visually with another RPer. Yes, it's RP servers, but that's not the issue. The issue is it's affecting RP. Why am I so passionate about that? Because there's times when I do like to go take a walk on the wild side, and I like to go see what's going on and, you know, the
Moonguard
various
Gold
inns,
Shack.
and I like to go visit the graveyard, and I like to go see what people are doing. So, yes, it is affecting the RP community, and I did read a very long, you could tell it was an RPer that wrote it. It was a forum post. This was actually a couple weeks ago, where they were like, you know, they were doing a group thing. They didn't say it was like an orgy or anything weird. So before you guys try to make it weird,
I mean, it's safe to assume, though.
I did attempt to investigate to confirm that, but nothing led me to believe that it was anything outside of just maybe they were having some like party. But anyway, what happened is when they added another person, several people out of that group, that party, were not visible to each other. So even people with the same party, and if you remember last year, in Dalaran, when we would do our guild things, when there was too many people, we would lose half the guildies visually.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that is the problem.
By the way, Belle, the most common ones are actually Kingdom roleplays and high school roleplays.
I'm not farting. I'm just fanning my back because it's sweaty. Yeah. So, guys, Ian lied. Ian lied. He 100% said this is not going to affect the RP realms. 100%. He said the sharding will not affect RP realms. Guys, I don't know if you're aware, but I've been telling you he's a liar. So you guys.
I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, that's why I'm not shocked.
Not. With the way sharding functions, it's impossible.
How do you know? Did you do their setup for them?
Yes, I did actually.
You did? So you know exactly how that functions in the back end?
Mm-hmm.
You know about the load balancing and how it rolls over to the closest node. You know about all of those things?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
the flux capacitor doesn't work right, and then they have to go to the other one.
It is possible for them to eliminate servers from the sharding process when it comes to load balancing.
It just strains the servers, though, wouldn't it?
No, they moved everything over to fucking cloud data centers, guys. They don't have physical servers.
Well, I'm not talking.
Some of them, I don't know. I'm sure they're probably not done with that project, but stuff isn't housed on a physical blade like it used to be, right? Like it was a physical blade that they had to push in and pull out. Now it's data centers manage all of that, where it just rolls. And
everything is still physical. The cloud isn't an actual cloud, Bell. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. You're not actually living on a cloud. But I want you guys that are our peers to tweet. Every time you catch Ian in a lie, where he says something is something and we find out it's another, I need you guys to tweet to him, #Ian lied. Because...
I mean, this is all just gross crawler all over again. People are nitpicking every fucking thing. It's fucking annoying.
I don't think it's nitpicking. I think to the RP community it's important. I think RP is a big part of what people do in this game specifically because that's what it's built for.
I mean, MMORPG, but I mean, at the same time, calm the fuck down.
I mean, you don't RP, so it's not personal to you. I don't RP.
Yeah, that's why I've got no input, because I don't roleplay.
I don't RP. The only reason why I understand it is because I remember the guild event, and I remember we couldn't see half the guildies and how frustrated I was that I couldn't enjoy my time with my guildies, and I'm not an RPer. So I had to put myself in that perspective when I read this person's the post that I saw a couple weeks ago was very well written. So, I mean, you're right. It could be considered nitpicking, but I mean, there's a lot of people that RP and play this game for its RP capabilities and what they can do.
Yeah.
But again, servers are larger than what they've been in the past. It's necessary for server stability. Sharding tries to keep people on the same server together for balance. However, War Mode tries to keep the faction balance equal more than anything else. They're going to take a look at the numbers and look into it. Well, yeah, because everybody went on complaining. How come 10 Hordes just murdered me? The same could be said to Horde. When Horde's like, how come 10 Alliance just murdered me? Guys.
Why did 10 of my friends disappear as we were eating cake by the fountain?
Exactly. So, at least he didn't say, like...
That's my everyday life, though, Murky.
At least he didn't say, like, there isn't a problem. But, I mean, that sucked for them. I feel bad that they, it doesn't really bother me in my own life, per se. But when we go to do guild events and stuff, yeah, I'm going to be pretty sad about that. But, I guess they can do what they can do. But he did say, like... I don't know, with RP servers, there just shouldn't, I don't know. If that's the case, why not just connect all the servers that are RP then? Like, if that's the case, just make it where it's just one giant fuckfest.
One big super server, because then everybody else would cry they don't have
No, how about all the realms except Moonguard be connected?
Well, it's probably really difficult because Moonguard's so large. Like, they probably suffer a lot from the sharding, if I had to guess.
Well, because also Murmurous Accord and Emerald Dream are like the two below Moonguard, and then you have all the other like Cenarian Circle, Argent Dawn, which were on the Scryers. So I mean, it wouldn't hurt to connect them because I mean, like for instance, if you turn War Mode on for Argent Dawn, you're connected to Emerald Dream and Echo Isle or something like that.
I
mean, would it hurt the community to have another merging of servers in terms of connecting them all?
Maybe.
Or would it help everything?
I think it depends on the economy. Right now, you can't even make money as it is, and you can't even farm shit. I tried farming herbs and fucking... I stuck to my own little situation. I couldn't go much farther out than that because even at like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, which is like prime time herb farming...
Well, because like the CRZ is still a thing in current, which is not supposed to.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Sadly. Right. Exactly. See? You said you didn't understand, and then you totally get it.
No, I understand. I'm just being combative.
Oh, is that the kind of day we're going to have? Because that's amazing. Like, I'm in. No. I need a good argument, and a good argument with a friend, like, where you could be okay. Any plans to make war campaigns more alt-friendly? Right now, the war campaign chapters almost give no reputation for you to complete them.
I thought they already made it simple. In 8.1, that's all going to be shared, though.
I was pretty
sure. It's a war campaign, so that's the quest lines that unlock all your hubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's complaining that's all.
But it's already, because on my alt, I'm only like 2 little chapters into the war campaign, and I have all the outposts. You just need to physically go to it. You're just lazy.
I mean... Right now, the war campaign chapters gives almost no reputation when you complete them. They'll be adding a large amount of reputation to these chapters. In addition, Horde Alliance assaults will be available. They're looking at Flight Pass, possibly a book that you can buy at max level that unlocks every flight path for your alt. So it isn't, in fact, all unlocked. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said that.
So that's for the people who their first character is leveled through just straight up expeditions who didn't naturally endure the world.
It has because my hunter hasn't done any of the war campaign. It's done two little chapters. I'm like on the assassination something other, and I have my mission table is full of upgrading the outposts.
Maybe if you didn't try hard on your main and you just kind of hopped around because you were testing other stuff, that would make sense.
Was that even try hard? It's just doing the content.
I wasn't calling you try hard. I got all that shit unlocked, so it wasn't like a. I know you're used to me insulting you with the try hard comment, but it was. I'm just saying like. If you didn't have a focus for your main because maybe you leveled quickly because you needed to do a thing or, you know, whatever the case may be, then...
You found out your character sucked and wasn't optimal.
Right.
You had to swap midway.
Raid trinkets and old deer have been terrible in comparison to trinkets outside of the raid.
That one's actually really fucking valid.
There's more trinkets in Battle for...
What?
I told you I was never going to say that name because I don't know how to say it. Dazaralar?
Oh, Dazar.
No, not Dazar. I know how to pronounce a T and a D, fuckbag. Like, I know I'm retarded, but like...
Are you talking about the city name? Dazaralar?
Yeah, Dazaralar, right? Dazaralar?
Yeah. Dazaralar.
Dazar.
Lord.
I'm gonna hate you, but I love you at the same time. The community values a lot of trinkets for Mythic Plus, World Quests, and Emissaries over raid trinkets. They try to make raid trinkets more flavorful, which is more static and independent of player skill. They're not going to make raid trinkets less flavorful, but they need to be better at tuning.
The problem is the raw stat increase to some of the like World Quest fucking trinkets are way better than most mythics, unless it hits like mythic 10 level. Like for instance, the emblem of the Zandalar, if it procs to like 340, you're going to use that until you die.
The plunder flask thing, the haste with the prime stat.
No, the plunder beard actually isn't good.
Psh, it's good.
The spyglass is good for the crit. Right. The plunder beard isn't.
My favorite is when Rem tells you what's good for you.
Yeah,
that's like, my absolute favorite. It like is so good for me that I don't even need to research my own class because I can rest assured that my friend Rem is going to ask me why I'm using this talent and why I'm not using this talent, and I have to tell him, how about you mind your own fucking priest business? How about that? But I
Well, it's working
love...
for me, obviously.
I don't have to do any research, guys. Rem's got me covered because he does research for all of the classes. I don't got to do any of that, guys. You got to get you somebody like Rem. And then you got Murky because...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
At least I don't say that.
That's actually valid, though, because I have been asked why I'm not Affliction. And I'm like, why? Yeah, and I think if you like the trinket and what it does for you versus what...
I mean, if you like it, then you do you, boo-boo. I'm just telling you, to be more effective, you want to do research.
Be effective at what, though? Effective is relative. What do I want to be effective at? What do you want to be effective at? I feel like each of us want to be effective at something differently.
I want to heal the people so we can kill shit.
Uh-huh. And then what does Murky want to do? Murky wants to DPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want to do?
Run around like a fucking idiot?
That's exactly what I want to do. That is exactly 100% what I want to do. I want to run around and make inappropriate jokes in the middle of raid. I want to not have to get a feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Screaming all the time, you could.
I want to not get a feeling in the pit of my stomach when I go to upload the logs, and there's always a delay in uploading because I want to check out the logs before I post them. Like, I don't want to feel that. I'd rather just... but you can't do those things.
I wanted to try and mimic the bell screech, but I can't do it. But there's this...
That's the scream.
It's the best raid day screech.
That's the screech that lets everybody know a bad thing is on me. I might need a dispel. I might be dying, and I might have pulled on accident. Like, there's several interpretations.
All at the same time.
Yeah, and it's like a different pitch of scream depending on what may or may not be going on. So you really got to play game with me to know, like, oh shit, she needs...
You know, a key example of this would be learning your baby's cries. The pitch of this cry, she's hungry. This one, she's just angry. Leave her in bed.
He's not wrong. That's pretty
Oh,
accurate.
I know.
We know when to ask what's wrong when we hear the right pitch.
I just got sick of like saying it, so I just like got in the habit of
Develop
like
the screech language.
like when I'm just minding my own business and fucking here I come getting fucking my teeth kicked in, and I just have to scream to let people know, and then I'll be like, it's okay guys, I'm okay, like we're okay, I'm okay, everything's fine, we're okay. You don't want to game with me. Nobody wants to game with me. I wouldn't want to game with me either.
I want to game with you.
I'm excited for a normal version of myself after BlizzCon, right? Because this expansion launched, you know, right in the middle of like...
Right in crunch time for it.
And right now, I'm in full panic mode.
Are you like sinking lower and lower in your chair? Is that why you keep adjusting your camera?
My back.
It's like you're like...
Because I can't sit the way I want to because it's making me sweat, so...
That's because you use that fucking lumbar thing on your chair. That's not good for you.
I did take it out once and it hurt. I did.
Oh, for me, it hurts to have that on.
Sometimes, yeah, some days it's good, some days it's bad.
What's a little scoliosis among friends, guys?
No.
We're just going to share it. We're all going to share it. We're all going to have crooked backs and twisted spines.
I don't know how to...
Remind me later after we've talked about important stuff to rant about that, because I am going to rant about that. Not about my scoliosis, but about my mother. I think
oh yeah, by the way,
I think you guys will get a kick out of that conversation with my mother. I don't understand half of this stuff, guys. I'm going to be really honest. Nothing from this Q&A brought any value to me whatsoever. I'm really glad that I was busy instead of...
Was it even about 8.1?
Yeah, but...
Were you excited to hear that old world quests are going to give, like, double rep to make your allied race unlock so much easier?
I mean, I think we expected that, though, right? Like, we had that expectation.
But I already got it unlocked.
They make everybody work for it, and then they open it up later, you know, to allow other people to do it. So... And I don't complain about that, even though I probably should, because I think it's shitty that they force people to do that, and then they just... Every Tom, Dick, and Harry gets it later. But it's one of those things where I don't have to. I could easily not have done it. I could not have... I even used my fucking boost on a Horde tune so that I could unlock Nightfallen. Like, that's how committed I was. I used a fucking $60 boost on Horde side so that I could use that allied race because I wanted the... You know, I wanted the Nightfallen. But...
Well, I mean, it's not uncommon for them to do this, but not so soon.
Well, and we keep saying so soon, but what is soon? Who decides this timetable?
He plays for LA Valiant.
So when you say so soon, do you really believe that we're going to be sitting in this expansion for 2 years?
Well, they said they're going to try and do a yearly thing, but they failed at that, so we'll see.
They reneged on that. They decided, okay, we're not going to put a timetable on it per se. We're going to
as long as they keep content, I think 1.5 to 2 years is a sweet spot, in my opinion.
I think we're probably looking at about 1.5 years. I don't really see. I think 1.5 years when we start seeing the next expansion shit, right? Like when we start getting on the hype train and doing all. It doesn't. I'm not talking like actual release, but like when we're winding down BFA and we're winding up. To the next one.
Yeah.
So what is too soon? How do we know what's too soon? Who is it too soon for?
Not 2 months after the fucking launch.
According to who?
According to people that are actually playing the content.
Everybody seems to love it. They're so excited. They're giving away shit for free. Oprah's standing out in front of fucking Blizzard headquarters next to the fucking orc statue giving away legendaries and Azerite armor.
Where's my car, though?
Exactly. Can I get a convertible? But like I'm saying, we don't know why they're giving away stuff. Maybe they're band-aiding. Maybe they're... I don't know. I've been waiting for people to cry about flying. Why haven't we gotten flying yet?
That's actually my...
I haven't heard them mentioned. Does anybody know? I'm not on my content like I normally am because BlizzCon stuff, but I haven't seen any mention of... I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I'm so used to not flying that when I go to my garrison to do my auctions, I don't fly. I get on my horse and I just go because I forget.
Well, when I first got into Arathi, I didn't think we'd be able to fly. It took me 10 minutes to realize that.
I didn't realize it. You guys had to tell me because I was like, how the fuck did everybody get to the other side so fast?
Well, because I have one of my vicious saddles as my mount on the bar, and so I just use that, and it took me a while to realize, hey, you can actually fly because it's,
Is anybody really hurting for flying right now? I think between the whistle and the way the flight paths are set up, it's not terrible. I know people just like it just to fly and cheese things, but...
And I love the argument like, oh, why you gotta hate on people that want to fly? Why do you want to hate on people that don't want to fly?
I mean, I don't not want to fly. I just don't...
I mean, if it's there, I'm going to fly, but I'm fine with not flying.
Yeah, I'm content.
Yeah, it's not like a part of my everyday life.
Have you not heard the tale of Icarus? It's not good, guys. God.
But I will fly when we get it because there will be things that I would like to explore visually. And that honestly...
I want to fly up to the top of the mountain. And,
I'm not even going to lie. Flying for me, 90% of it is to explore parts that I can't see easily or get to. It isn't so much for convenience, although that does help. But, guys, I like taking flight paths because I could just click the flight path and I can go downstairs and make myself a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich, come back up and be exactly where I need to be.
And you're not dead in fatigue. You don't have to take rest sickness. You can't get your body back. I do it all the time.
But I do like the exploration piece of it. But by the time we unlock it, it's plenty of time for me to have time to explore. It's not even, it's not that big of a deal. There's so much to do that I can't even really do a whole lot when my friends aren't playing. If I need group activities, like if I need to bust out my expeditions, I either get the fun thing of pugging, which I did have. That is my can you not. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
You're welcome.
I could not remember my can you not, and it just came to me. Give me 1 second.
You're welcome, random citizen.
It literally just came to me, and I'm very excited. So, how does restricting Azerite trait reforging improve gameplay? What?
It doesn't.
If you want to change specs in a long-term sense, they should be ready options. They want to avoid it becoming an extra set of talents with a lot of extra barrage. The system is designed to restrict constant switching of Azerite traits. Well, guys, Blizzard's going to tell you how to play, and they're going to tell you what's fun. So,
whenever they try and do this, it always fails. Whenever they ever try to say, hey, like, we worked Boomkin because they didn't like the way that it was playing, and it was complete shit after they did that. So, whenever they try and do this, it doesn't work. Just let everything go organically. Fuck off.
I have a really good can you not, actually.
I'm just saying, to reforge 3 pieces of Azerite because you're swapping specs completely is like 40 gold, or I don't know, it's like 20.
Oh, it racks up to 260 easy.
Well, so yeah, it builds up if you swap back again, but like your first 3 items is only like 40 gold.
But I shouldn't have to do that.
Why? If you reforged in real life, like if you reforged instead of reforging your Azerite, you would pay for it, just like we did previously.
I'm not saying paying. I'm saying I shouldn't have to reforge every single time.
Why? I do.
I'm just saying those 3-day reforges are way cheaper than people's transmogging.
I
That's
reforge
true.
often, even if I don't need to, for testing purposes.
Hell yeah.
Especially with them continuing, they're adding grip of stuff in 8.1. I'm going to continue to do that. I don't switch back, though. Like, I just get a different piece of gear. Like, if I have another piece of gear, I've had to go back and reforge because I screwed up. But, yeah, like, I mean, I think the expectation there is if you want to continuously reforge, then you can continuously pay for it. If I want, you know.
Sorry. So the biggest, the question you read, the feedback was people are spending 2,000 gold, 4,000 gold on these reforging their Azerite traits. But I don't remember what the first initial of the week is, where it's like 1 gold or 5 gold or something.
It's like 10
but then
gold.
It just doubles. So it's
it
10
goes
gold, then 20, then 40.
No, it goes fucking like 10, 30, then like to 90, and then to fucking 100, 260, and to thousands, like almost immediately.
I don't know. How much do you pay for your seals?
Because they're fuck that. That should get 2,000 gold just for one. Do you pay for repairs,
or is Blizzard UNICEF and they give that shit for free? Like, we pay for everything. Why is this a shock?
The way that it ramps up
Yeah,
is
it's
annoying.
intended to
Yeah, it doubles.
We
like,
talked about it before it even launched. He said specifically,
I know!
we did this on purpose. We consciously made this on purpose so that when you did this, you were more mindful and you were more purposeful when you did this.
That is accurate, but when they change traits on a fucking whim, then you need to fucking give us some leeway. One of the top tier traits went to the fucking bottom in like a day because they're fucking idiots
To
sometimes.
who? It went to the bottom in whose book? Blizzard said it was the worst trait ever?
No, in terms of
simming is what you're talking about.
No, the mathematicians were
The
like,
mathematicians that sim and tell you now this trait, now this trinket, or now this piece is no longer viable. So as hard as you worked for an entire month to get that one specific piece, it's now no longer viable because all the people that sim and are at the top of the food chain that tell all of us other people what is good for who have decided that that trinket is no longer valid, right?
I mean, my numbers speak for themselves, Belle.
I mean, your numbers
But if
don't
that was
mean
your
anything
one
to
piece
me.
that you reforged, that was only 5 gold.
Truth. He's valid.
Well, okay, so I mean, I went through a week. I went around switching all the traits that were like mid to top tier just to see what it felt like for me. And
It's expensive being
Well,
a try
Lord
hard,
gave us the
Ren.
magic number of 3 days. 3 days is when that cost pretty much resets.
It doesn't reset, but it does go down. It drops.
Depreciates, yeah.
The more delay you have in between, it does start to go down.
I went to 3K testing gear, so
My
See what
balls.
happens when you're an overachiever? It's expensive. You should have just bought a hooker and called it a day.
Or
it
transmog.
probably would have been cheaper. Yeah.
Would it have?
What?
I would hope it would not be cheaper.
Well, let's see. A token goes for 107k.
I'm going to Van Buren, not to Scottsdale, Belle. God.
I mean, that's like 600k gold for as much as a hooker would cost. So
I'm going to Duskwood, not to
Would
Would
Riverside.
hookers take like in-game gold or BattleNet balance? Do you guys? Does anybody know?
I'll put that to the test. Let's do a
Like,
science
if
for
anyone
science.
wasn't there an old post where a woman like back in BC was like wanting epic flying and was trading sex for 5,000?
No, okay. I have an idea. Belle, we'll do an article on paying a hooker with BattleNet balance.
I really want to do that. Do you think
We
it's
could
gonna
be like, hey, do you take cryptocurrency?
Oh my
Does
God.
anybody know any thirsty bitches in game? They could send me their deets, send me their details, and I'll get right on it. I want to test to see if they'll take. Oh yeah, because Murky leaves me money under the bananas like I'm a fucking shameful hooker. Didn't even have the good sense to give that shit to my face. And then my mom left me $50 under my remote in my bedroom, and I'm like, why do people keep leaving money in random places?
The money's on the bananas, bitch.
Fuck, guys. That hurts me. Just kidding. I mean, I spent that money, but I'm just saying, like,
You're muted.
am I muted? Oh, no.
Why was I muted? What the hell?
I think you muted yourself.
Oh, I must have smacked the keyboard when I was wiping the spit off my keyboard. Left.
Wasn't the... Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. I had some good comments, but now it's in the past.
We don't really have any lore, and it's probably for the best, honestly. I got enough to finish out the show. My headache guide. You guys, what time did I take those when the show started, right?
No, you took those a little bit ago. Well, you took more a little bit ago.
I took 5, and not even a dent. It's still right here. But yeah, so I want to make sure I'm on the record and say I am not one to complain about this expansion. I've seen a lot of garbage on Twitter. I've seen a lot of people doing nothing but bashing and talking shit and running their mouth about how this is the worst expansion ever. I just want it known that I do not believe that. I have thoroughly enjoyed this expansion. So much so that I am fakingly recreating what me and Murky think may or may not be Catherine Proudmoore for my DitchCon costume, although it might be like a ghetto version of Catherine, but
it's like the Louis Vuitton knockoff.
Well, Candy's working on the embroidery, so we could pull a thing off there. But
wait, she's making borders?
No, she's embroidering a little deal for me to banner it up. Not a banner, but like the crest, the Kultiran.
Copy on the borders.
Emblem, whatever.
Yeah, the emblem, the Kultiran emblems. It's we don't know where we're gonna put it. It's gonna go somewhere. I want to put it on my face, but I don't know. I'm
just gonna paint a Horde logo like right here.
I am gonna do my hair like Catherine, I think, though. That should be easy to do. Anyway, I got sidetracked, but I just wanted on record that although I have
look
issues,
like just like Sokka at that point, though.
I do have issues and I have complaints and I have frustrations, but I really love what they're doing, and I am so excited to be a Kultiran. I've been trying to get myself used to Belle being a Kultiran and her not being her slim, figure-ish type. I still have to think about if I really want to go forth and do that, because it does mean saying goodbye to some of my transmogs that I am used to, just because that's like, we've all seen those ladies wearing shit that isn't their size in public. I don't even need to tell anybody. And I don't care if I offended anybody, and I'm not fat shaming anybody, and I'm not whore shaming anybody, and I'm not fucking anything shaming anybody. Guys, I don't have to shame anybody for reality. You've all been to Walmart the same as I have, and sometimes it looks like their ass ate their pants. You dig what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I'm appropriate. I want to make sure I'm appropriately dressed with my new body type. So I'm trying to get. It's like the Mr. Pibb of Catherine Proudmoore. Still delicious, but just not.
Would you say it's so delicious?
Oh, you're bad. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Yeah, I got to just get used to it. But I'm excited for the prospect. And, like, I made fun of Murky or one of their transmogs because I'm like, you can't represent Kultiris, like, looking like that. Oh, and me and Murky got into a fight pre-show because he was pronouncing Kultiris wrong. And I'm like, can you not? You're going to try to, like, vow your allegiance to my people, and then you can't even say our name right.
Yeah, the cool tirade. The cool tirade.
The cool
yeah, the cool runnings.
The cool runnings.
The cool tyrants.
But so we're both gonna be cool Tyrans then, right?
Cool Tyran.
Look at you! See, you can't say it right, you son of a bitch. It tells me it's lazy. That's all it is. He didn't want to enunciate the vowels.
Kultiran is what I kept saying. Thanks.
Kultiran. I was like, what?
I'm gonna be a cool.
And Rem, you don't want to be. You don't want to be involved in the Kultirans, right?
I don't know.
I'm trying to convince Rem to be a pirate with me for DitchCon.
Do it.
I'm gonna use Secret's old costume.
It's
the Anduin Lothar thing.
Oh God, you can't. That's gonna embarrass us in front of company. I just can't let you be a part of that. Okay, so let's switch gears to next week. We are going to talk about, well, how long have we been in PTR?
Like 2-3 weeks. Well, 2 weeks like actual playable. The first week they opened it, it was like, oh, hey, by the way, we opened it, but it's not playable. So
I know they started doing raid stuff last week.
So
Yeah.
we're probably looking at 8.1 to be after.
hey, Belle,
What'd I do?
your camera keeps on blinking on and off on stream. By the way,
It does?
yeah.
You're cursed today!
Fucking cunts. Is it still doing it?
Not right now, but it's like random. Like it just shuts off. Like it was like off for like 5 seconds. It was weird.
Ugh, whatever.
Peekaboo.
Yeah, pretty much peekaboo. So we could probably assume that the patch will be maybe second week after BlizzCon would be, I would say mid-November would be my guess. Yeah.
I mean, if they were smart, they'd wait till after. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they are going to talk about what's coming in 8.1 more than what they've already spoke on. Let's be clear, that's the reason these Q&As
They're going to
are...
speak on more of the speaking of the things.
Well, that's why the Q&A, there's probably shit that they've left out, and these Q&As are super, we're going to pick and choose these stupid
Well, yeah,
fucking questions.
the fucking Q&As are super vague and no information really.
They're gonna tell you how to unlock the coal tier ran.
I fucking hate Pepe.
I don't have a bird
No.
to go on my shoulder.
No.
If
no
I would have
Pepe.
been smart, I would have got a bird to go on my shoulder that has the cool terrace.
We can
Yeah.
rent an actual cockatoo you can do that with.
That seems really weird, and I don't really want poop on my shoulder, and I have a germ thing, so I feel like I wouldn't be okay with that.
I've got a Pepe you can borrow. Now go buy some of those Velcro badges from the BlizzCon goodies. Did you see those yet? You remember the backpack Velcros? They added a second season this year, and there's actually
Oh, boy.
a lot more emblem in there.
Interesting. Well,
So-
maybe I'll see if Candy wants to make a little
Huh.
banner, a little
Little scarfy.
a little skirt, a little shirt for Pepe, and he could be the. But I would probably lose it in the shuffle. I don't think so. If I Velcroed that, I could Velcro Pepe. To
I have a lot of outfits for my Murlocs. I've never lost one of them. So I don't think you will. You
Not the weirdest
treasure
thing
those
I've ever
things.
heard you say in all the weird things, right, Rem? Am I right? Is that not? That's not the weirdest thing we've ever heard.
There's a whole box over there because I'm getting.
But all of his
BlizzCon.
banana hammocks are just lost.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can't find
they're
one single
gone.
solitary banana hammock. So let's do. Oh, before we do, can you nots? Guys, I just want to pay homage to the fact that Method Orange won the Fall Cup. And
Yeah, they did it.
it was a great weekend for gaming. It was beautiful. Like, I don't even remember what I was doing that I had to get dressed. I'm trying to think of what Sunday was about. I don't remember why I had to, but I was trying to get dressed and I was trying to like put a bra on and I had to like keep like rubbernecking to see because I put it on I cast it to the big or used the Fire Stick to watch it on the big screen. And like it's so back and forth that I'm like literally like this standing with my hands like this. My husband comes in the room and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to put my bra on, but I also don't want to step away from this thing right here, but I'm also struggling trying to put my bra on." So he had to assist me, but it was actually pretty funny. He was like, "I don't understand why you just didn't like wait." And I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to." I think I might have been trying to get ready for.
Is it that hard to get dressed and watch TV?
Have you ever put on a bra?
No.
Exactly. You've never put on a bra, and sometimes when they're real bras, they're complicated, guys.
Yeah, like whop.
It's not that hard, Rem. Don't
Oh
worry.
wait, no, I'm sorry. You got to turn it around, buckle it right there, and
Nobody
then.
does that. Maybe efficient people do that. I put it on the good old-fashioned way, and
Then turn it around.
no, I
That's-
put it on and clasp it from the back. Pros don't need to put it on and clasp it from the front and turn it around.
Oh,
That's-
you do the chicken
I
wing.
have little T-Rex
Yeah.
arms. Sorry.
That's only people that are new to bras. Pros.
So you do the chicken wing copy.
Pros can also take their bras off while wearing a shirt and not showing any skin because I did that. So, although my mom had a heart attack. What are you doing? The boys can see that. I'm like, seriously,
Oh.
Mom, number one, I'm an adult. And number two, like, this is a trick I learned many moons ago in dark places. And I know how to take a bra off while wearing a shirt and nobody ever knowing. So,
Congratulations, Extrada. You won.
what did they win? Yay! Well, I'm sorry. You didn't get us at our best. Well, you didn't get me at my best. I think the boys,
We're always at our best.
The
are doing. But, so...
I'm at the bottom.
Method Orange won. It was a very well-deserved win. I was really surprised to see that they beat Rosita Jones because, like, Rosita Jones is super talented, and it doesn't matter really what he's playing on. Like, I can't stand his hair.
I thought he was a female. I'm confused.
No, Rosita, I don't know why I love that name, but, like, Rosita Jones is, like, my favorite name of all times. I would like to have named myself Rosita.
It's my lemon pledge.
No Superman knows here.
What?
I don't know. I'm still on this bra argument. I just want to whip out a bra for next week's episode and just watch me try and put it on throughout the show. Just
All bad.
Sorry. I didn't mean to
So
steal your thunder.
yesterday, was it yesterday?
Hmm.
No, it wasn't yesterday because I wasn't on yesterday because of my migraine. In fact, I stayed in bed all day yesterday. Day before yesterday, I got up and my pocket, my pocket caught on the end of my chair, and my pants came down because they were attached to the chair, and I was getting up to go, and my pants came down, and I was like, oh.
Wardrobe malfunction.
I'm talking to these guys because Rem and I were leveling. We were leveling. I think we were running expeditions, actually, to get some levels in on the monk because I haven't had a lot of time to game. So my pants came down, and somebody was like, oh, purple underwear. And I'm like, God damn it.
We became real good friends that day.
So my husband's standing over here, and he doesn't see anything or even knows why it's funny because he doesn't have any conversations with me ever unless it's inconvenient for me. He only talks to me really late at night.
There's like a bitterness in the air right now. Are you okay?
He doesn't ever have anything to say to me until I'm in the middle of doing something. He doesn't ask me to do what he needs until I'm in the middle of doing something I need to do. Like, I come up here and I'm trying to do all the shit for DitchCon prep, and I got 40 fucking screens open, and I'm trying to do things, and I'm trying to get gaming time in at the same time. Then all of a sudden, he's got a laundry list of shit that he fucking needs. That's weird. You couldn't have asked me all day. All day. You had all day to ask me. And then he's like, oh, I was busy. Really? Because you were sitting on the couch watching YouTube. So I don't really know.
On your phone. At max volume.
Literally at max volume. And
You just explained the man being a man.
And then I get mad and I'm like, hi, don't you have earbuds? Don't you have headphones?
Nope.
Can you maybe go 20 fucking rooms over? And he's like, it's my house too. Good argument. Good argument. Rem, let's hear your Can You Not this week. I know you got a good one, and I finally found mine, so I'm happy about that.
So PvP is in a good, bad position at the moment. And I was looking on the forums, and someone was asking if I'm hoping they're joking, but just seeing the title and the discussions kind of pissed me off because he asked if you could have Ashrun back.
Well, you know, a lot of people like that.
First of all, no. Second of all, no. Third of all, it was shit. Don't ask. Don't do it. What we do need is OG Ultrac and Wintergrasp. If they made fucking whatchamacallit, the Warfronts PvP,
that would be dope.
It'd be perfect middle ground. So can
Yay,
you not?
Sorry, Warcrams.
Oh,
Butt
wow.
stuff.
Okay.
I had to
Fuck
say
you.
I had to say hi to Von Butt Stuff.
Oh, I like his name. I always like his name.
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
But yeah, if you're gonna ask for old stuff, can you not pick the shitty stuff?
Can you not pick the one thing literally everybody hated?
That's the one thing. That's the only thing. Anything else PvP related, bring it back. Ashran, stay the fucking wad. And yeah, World PvP is great again until we have flying. So fuck you guys.
I mean, World PvP isn't fun when you're solo. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that love it. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I used to like Ashran, right? Ashran was great. It had a moment where it was good, and then it was shit.
Yeah, the first day where it's like, oh, this is just something new, and the next day it's like, oh.
And then we made it better because we had, a group of people that were helping people get the stuff that they needed, and that was really, I liked the strategy behind being able to do that, and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I agree. Please, if you're gonna ask for stuff back, make it stuff that counts. And make it stuff that brought quality, right? Brought value to our lives, not something that was a good idea and concept but poorly executed.
Yeah.
Because the concept was there. And the thought process and the idea behind it was awesome.
Yeah, on paper, it's like, oh, this might be a good idea. Then it's like, no.
It was even great in alpha and beta, but it was great because all the pros were in there promoting it. So once you're no longer in there playing with pros, it isn't that fun anymore, guys. When you get to the raw basics of
look like a bunch of retards trying to help a doorknob out there.
Exactly.
Monkey fucking a football situation.
But I did enjoy
Okay.
there. It had a good time period where I did absolutely enjoy going in there, and I did have fun. And it was probably the first 2 or 3 months. I really did enjoy doing things, and I did have a good time in there. So not all bad.
With friends, but alone it was a bore.
Yeah. And if you weren't, super
Well, that's
into
because there's a
PvP,
lot of boars and what.
if you weren't
so.
super into PvP, it wouldn't be fun for you anyway. It was only fun if you were like, that was your life, PvP.
Even then, like, it was more PvE than PvP.
The only thing that was really stupid was those dumb arenas. Those last man standing arenas. Those were fucking stupid. Stupid. A lot of people like them, and that's great, but it was dumb for me.
Oh, the 10-man free-for-all or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the last man standing. So, like, only
Oh, are
one
you talking about
person.
the achievement?
Yeah, that shit that was
Well,
right outside
there
our
was
garrison.
No,
Yeah.
there was achievement for being the last one alive in
Yeah.
the 5 vs 5.
It was the arena. Your dude was. You went outside your garrison and you clicked on him. I don't remember what it was
What
called.
you're talking about?
In your garrison, you trained. I can't remember what the building is now, but it was a PvP building.
Oh, the Gladiator Sanctum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
And there was a bunch of these like class specific, or not class, but a race.
Oh,
type
I didn't get that
Really cool.
building.
I didn't either because I wasn't a PvPer.
Well, even if you were PvP.
I did. I went in there once.
If you weren't a PvPer, then why would you get the PvP building in your garrison?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was meant for even PvPers.
Everybody used me to kill people with my chaos bolts, and then they killed me. They protected me to kill people, and then once it was down to it, it's me or melee. Guys, I'm always gonna lose, so I got wrecked by a warrior. I'm not bitter though. I mean, it was fun for like 5 minutes, but I couldn't.
Well, if they added if they were to do a what was it, the Trial Blood or Gurubashi Arena, for every expansion they had something where it's a free for all arena and you get something if you win. I'm down with that because Gurubashi Arena was so much fucking fun.
Yeah, I think I think they did a good thing with War Mode. I think that was a good thing. And I think they're in a positive direction with PvP, although they have a lot of kinks to work out because it isn't this day. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, he thinks a cool designated area instead of just open worlding it, but an actual place everybody can go to.
It's free for all,
Gurubashi
like
Arena.
Alliance versus Alliance, Horde versus Horde, Horde versus Alliance.
That would be fun.
And War Mode is awesome, but I like having those little. It's like that the bareback brawl. So.
I really
I
like
loved
Zerg.
the bareback brawl.
Exactly, but it's always there.
It wasn't though. It was on a rotation.
I'm saying it. Imagine the bareback brawl, but it's up all the time. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
It wouldn't be as fun.
Yes, it fucking would.
No, I would burn out. The fun is half of it is waiting for the rotation.
Do you think that's what the charm was? Is because it wasn't always up?
I do. I think for some things, though, I think, there could probably be a central PvP situation, right? Like an island or something. I feel like they mentioned that, though. I feel like I heard there's a mention of that in feature content. But, yeah, I mean, that I agree that there probably should be something. But that was part of the fun for me was that I couldn't do it every single time I wanted to. Like, I had to be aware of the rotation. It was like on every 3-day rotation or something like that. Or it was every 6, I think it was every 6 days, 3 days or 6. I wrote it, I was so, like, I wrote it down. But part of them not burning out on it was that it wasn't available all the time, so I didn't need...
It can be up all the time, but you don't have to do it every time. If you're going to burn yourself out, that's
sometimes Blizzard saves you from yourself. Sometimes Blizzard saves you from, like, my friend Jamie posted on Twitter about how Rolos are Hershey's way of gating how many you could eat at once or how quickly you could eat the Rolos because they're individually wrapped. And I thought to myself, that's actually pretty valid because Hershey Kisses for me is the same. If they didn't individually wrap them, I would eat an entire bag in 2 seconds. Sometimes we as players, we are so excited about a thing that we don't have the good sense to maybe kick back a little bit.
Those sons of bitches at Toblerone, they're gating me.
That's like almost exactly what he posted on Twitter.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, you're seriously my spirit animal because Rolo saved him from eating all of the Rolos because he had to take the time to open them. But I feel like sometimes we forget how important it is that although it isn't for Blizzard to make those decisions for us, sometimes I'm grateful. Just sometimes, though.
How about never?
In Canada, Rolos are not individually wrapped. Guys, I would... Rolos
Well, that's why those Hershey drops are dangerous as well.
What a big bag of Reese's Pieces.
What is
my
this
God, that was
fucking
scary.
generic white male?
I don't know. I tried to delete the message. I don't know if I've got mod or not, but
Hold on, guys. I gotta figure out... There it goes.
there you go. Hold on. Do I have?
Guys, don't come in chat spouting off the mouth of some
All right.
fucking...
Weird.
You are a mod. You have a sword.
I see that, but I tried to delete it up there.
Come in this fucking chat spouting all your fucking weird honk if you love whatever.
Honk if you love aliens.
Yeah, I don't when you ban it automatically deletes.
No,
It might have
didn't.
just been a delay. Yeah, it does. When you ban it deletes the message. Well, it always has for me. I don't know if that's a setting I have on, but because it asked me if I wanted to unban after I ban them. But, so, can you not? So, guys.
I like how you blew over me, but okay.
Did you do yours already?
No, I didn't do
you
mine
didn't.
yet.
Fuck.
That's okay. I don't have one, so go on. Carry on.
I think that's why I wanted to do mine, to give you time to have one.
Oh, okay. Well, I have one.
Oh, you have... Great. Great.
Yeah.
'Kay.
All right.
Tell me yours.
Try hard me all by myself all week. My friends here were busy doing real life and other things. They just weren't around. So I decided to be a try hard doing my 7s and 8 keys in Pogs by myself. Join a group and they're like, yo, pretty much the group just screamed testosterone. They were like, big dicks, we're doing this, flask up, rune up, everything. We get in there, King's Rest 8, and I flashed up, did all this stuff because I'm like, great, I want to get a really good score on this key because my highest was like a 3 or 4. We get in there, I'm pumping out 18k DPS. There's a hunter pumping out 20k DPS. Fucking Warlock, just 6k DPS, 5k DPS, and this 8k.
Wait, Belle was in your group?
I wasn't gonna name drop. I'm kidding. It's just some other Warlock. And I was just really like, we knew from the start the tank was just, shit. We had a bear tank too, and he was like, I know I'm a handicap, but we're gonna try this. And the tank
That was his first
did
one.
fabulously. He lived. We actually had a shaman healer too. Like, this group was destined for not greatness.
Well, I mean, Shaman heals for PvE is actually. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
So we were rolling through the dungeon, and we're just trying. Me and this hunter are just pumping out our hardest, doing as great as we can. But this Warlock, he was pretty much like, nobody died in our group either. He was just the reason we weren't like killing things on time, just because his DPS output wasn't great. So I don't have the add-on that tells me his item level. But seriously, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing in a dungeon, or you don't fully understand your rotation, please don't be doing these high keys. Fuck off. Get out. If you're gonna play big dick with the boys. Don't whip out the little
Wow,
guy.
Marquis, that's super try hard, and that's elitist. Can you not?
It was super.
Did you not use your guys' famed Raider IO to vet this Warlock?
So I joined the group. It wasn't me, and I didn't. My add-on has been updated for like a week, so it doesn't give me the numbers at the moment.
So you're telling me you didn't have an update for your Raider IO?
No, I don't open the Twitch program all the time.
Is it
so
Twitch? I don't know anything about Raider IO.
Yeah,
I mean-
The add-on that you download through the Twitch curse.
yeah, through the Twitch app.
I mean, I have it in the Method News channel. We have Raider IO set up for the Mythic race because that's how we're able to see if it's like a non-Mythic guild that, downs whatever boss, like where there's like this Discord that everybody's in that is in content creation that gets the there's like a thing. I don't fucking know. It's like the secrets of all knowledge in there, and I feel really uncomfortable because I don't have any business being in there, but I'm forced to.
Copy on the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Right.
But I don't know what's going on with this warlock, but
guys,
if you want to play big dick, play big dick. Try your hardest. This guy clearly not trying with that type of.
I feel like you don't know what they were going through.
I'll flip this around as well. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions if you don't
You
know.
got chodes like Murky saying, fuck you, Warlock.
I'd answer questions. He didn't ask anything. Actually, the shaman and the druid were very vocal because they knew. Well, I mean, the druid
Where did
knew.
they get that guy at? Where'd he come from?
Well, you see, when a mommy and a daddy.
Guys, I need a tiny screwdriver. Does anybody have one?
Yeah, I threw it back there.
Actually, I do. Actually, I have a full set. I'm 40 minutes away, though. I can drop them off tomorrow if you need it.
I might. I'm going to text my husband and see if he has a tiny set. I'm so immature.
Don't you know by this point if he does?
One of my favorite people to tweet with, they tweeted to me about my headache, and they said like an analgesic or something, and I responded to the tweet with, "I'm really immature. All I read was anal." And I'm like, yeah, there's that. So anyway, fuck. I'm going to be divorced and all kinds of things by the time I'm done with BlizzCon because my brain... let's multitask. I got a Can You Not. That was a great Can You Not, by the way. I'm not even offended that you talk shit on the Warlock because I don't know what the item level was. I don't know. Is that single target? I don't know.
And it was Affliction, so it's like a double whammy for you.
Oh, it was Affliction?
It was actually
yeah,
Affliction.
that's...
Oh,
well,
was it?
just so you know, like, Affliction is okay, but I think they might be pulling down Affliction tiny little by little because I know they nerfed some of their damage and they buffed.
Oh, is it National Pantsing Week for them?
No, they didn't lose
my
their
God.
pants in front of their friends. And like, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I don't have any shame. Like, I mean, I have underwear. We're all going to share rooms, so like that's going to be pretty obvious. And I'm not going to wear pants because I don't fucking have to because I'm an adult.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to ask a question really quick for the viewers. And has anyone ever had a Gary in their life? Everyone's had a Gary. When dad goes away, Gary shows up, you know.
Oh my god.
You'll understand if you even.
What?
I didn't know where this was going at first.
I'm still confused as to what is what.
I'm too afraid to ask.
Something from Big Mouth. It's a show.
But I don't understand. I thought the same thing, Chaos. I was thinking the snail, like Gary, like meow. No.
No, everyone's had an Uncle Gary.
Who is an Uncle Gary?
When Daddy goes away, Uncle Gary shows up.
I didn't have a dad, Rem, so neither did
always
you.
Uncle
Fuck. Like there was no dad happening here. I didn't go for my damn adjustment yesterday. I just realized that's why my back hurts.
Uh-oh.
I didn't have time to go because there was some other shit that I had to get done for work, and I just then I.
Did you say your damage assessment? What?
No, I didn't.
That's what I thought you said.
I didn't go do my adjustment yesterday. I was supposed to go. Anyway.
Oh, you missed your appointment? Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll have to go tomorrow. Anyway, okay. So my Can You Not, and then while I'm doing my Can You Not, Rem, can you message my husband and ask if he has a tiny
Set.
Phillips? I just need a tiny Phillips to fit in the bottom of my laptop because I have to take my laptop apart. Okay. Guys, Rem and I, well, we were waiting for Merc, I think. I don't remember. Or maybe it was Rem, and Chaos, and then Chaos does this thing where he does like 3 or 4, and then he just like randomly leaves the group, and we're like, oh, okay, are you done then? He's like, yeah, I'm done. That's usually how we know he's winding down. What does it say? So we have a thing that's happening. Like I'm healing on my monk because I'm trying to fast level my monk so that I can help heal raid. So I'm fast leveling my monk, and we're using expeditions to fast level because you get about 25% give or take per completed expedition. So that's not too fucking shabby.
Okay, so we had rested, but still, that's
right. So without rested, we're probably at like what, 15?
15. 15, 20.
So, we, you know, that's fantastic, whatever. Well, we have a system. There's this, the prism that we're getting. This was last week. We're getting the prism. And with me, with the prism, any healing I do does like an OP amount of damage, right? So we're just fucking mass pulling everything and we're just fucking nuking all the shit. So we get a person, a warlock, and he says in chat, you know, come to the X being him. We have a plan. We're not dismounting until we get to the good spot after he's rounded everything up. I heal, we pew all the things down, and we go. This warlock apparently doesn't understand English. Or human talk, or any emotes, or anything. And the warlock's like all the way on the opposite side of the island. So we're like, hello? Like, is there life on this planet? Nope. This warlock's died 3 or 4 times already. Well, of course you're dead, my dude. You are coming into this expedition. Somebody in chat is telling you, hey, we got this unlocked. We're going to help get you through this quick as fuck, and you are going to be happy about your life. Instead of listening or doing anything, or even saying fuck you, they did nothing. So we're about halfway through at this point, and I'm like, you know, I don't ever do this. I don't ever do this.
Voted him.
I sure the fuck vote kick that lock right the fuck out. And I said to Rem, you know what? I've had a long week. I have had very little social. I've had very little games. I am grumpy as fuck, and I'm not going to spend my time carrying somebody else who doesn't want to follow directions.
Right there, Belle, is it was a long week on a fucking Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, that's important to know.
You know, on Tuesday I woke up and I was like, it's fucking Tuesday.
What did I do last weekend? I didn't do anything fun last weekend, by the way, guys. I was busy the whole weekend.
But, you know, I even said I put an X on my head and just to make it seem like we're not assholes. Like, I was like, hey, just follow us. Follow the X. We'll... So,
listen, can you fucking not? And then, that's not even the worst. Then we get a warrior. And I'm like, sweet. Rem says in chat, yo, come to the X. 10 minutes later, I'm like, where's the fucking warrior? Oh, the warrior's on the other side of the island. Great. You gonna come here, come to the X? Or are you gonna be a team? Or are you just queuing because you don't know what the fuck to do? And they can't use the excuse they didn't know because we put it in chat. Yo, come to the X. We got you. Nothing. 2 people. I couldn't even vote kick that guy because we already vote kicked somebody else out. So I was just like, whatever. We're just gonna do it and he can get the free fucking win. Guys, can you not queue for some bullshit? And then you get in there. It doesn't matter if you know how to do the content or not. If you don't know how to do the content, hey, how about you fucking use the chat? That's what it's there for. Like I said earlier,
don't be afraid to ask, guys. Come on.
Or some reputable website put out a guide out there that says if you kill these rares, you get this. So everybody is just Zerd farming right now.
I'm going to test these 2. I'll test these 3. I doubt it's this one. I love you. Thank you. He brought me
likes the smaller
He brought me a... We don't have a tiny kit, right? I really need one. I have to take the laptop.
My kit is average sized, okay?
Live on the show, everybody heard his kit is average sized.
Average.
We're gonna try. I don't think this is small enough. I think I need smaller. So yeah, can you not do content? And then you have 2 people that got it on lock. We're gonna help get you through this. You don't even have to be embarrassed about not knowing. You didn't even have to do anything. Just bring your body. Bring your body. We didn't even need your damage. Just bring your body. You can't even make the fucking effort to come where we're at. Are you kidding me?
Gonna rock that body.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that fucking guy. Seriously, don't. Ever be that guy. That's my can you not. I forgot that that's what was my can you not earlier. And it was talking about expeditions that reminded me that, oh shit, I have a really good can you not.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, basically. So, the moral of the story with that being said is, you know, guys, just don't be dicks. Don't be dicks. I was going to talk about my predictions for the Blizzcon win, for who's going to win the Blizzcon tournament, but I feel like I can't really. I feel like I can't really.
Now that Turbo Cleave is nerfed, my prediction's gone.
Fuck, I don't think any of these are going to do the job, guys.
We're on the show.
I know, they're going to be okay, guys. We're super not pro anymore, remember? We do arbitrary random things in the middle of the show, because that's what we do.
Arbitrary, that's a...
Why did I log out of the game?
Except for that.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to look and see if there was... I don't think there was anything else. Unless there was anything you guys had on your agenda that you wanted to talk about.
I mean,
It's
I
pretty
guess I'll
slow.
just, I guess I'll just mention PvP a little bit because I did watch all the matches the weekend, and it was super exciting. There was a lot of good matches.
We just went over that. I literally.
I know. I'm talking about what I liked.
You just said exactly what I just said.
I'm just reiterating.
You can't call what I said reiterating. It's called copying.
Hey, Travis, did you? I mean,
Are you sad that your Temple Storm isn't going anywhere?
No, the thing is, Murky and I are gonna make a podcast with Collins, and we're gonna have a segment for PvP and all the whole nine.
Hey, though, real talk. So you know Temple Storm got Botar, right?
And he didn't do good at all.
No, I mean, here's the thing, though. So part of what people don't understand is that particular group of people, they were only really good because they were together, right? So, like, it's part of playing with somebody for so long that you just, like, if you saw them, when you saw them during tournaments, like when they were Triforce or even when they were Splice, there wasn't a whole lot of communication happening during...
Well, because you understand their mannerisms and what they're going to do before they even do it. Because
yeah, like they know each other intimately. What I assume.
But I mean, a good skater can skate in anything. So.
No, I don't believe that's the case.
Why are we in a arena team?
I am starting a team. I want you guys.
But Skill Captain XRB was my favorite, by the way, in case you wanted to know, but you really don't. /Riss.
I like to go to crew. Most of those guys, a lot of them are vet players, and I really appreciate that. Guys, I might have stripped the screw. But
wait, they're veterinarians as well? That's crazy.
I want to tell you that I have a newfound respect for Trill because I don't know how he lived so long.
With healing?
In general. Like, Sea-Doo had no mana.
I mean, he was PvEing, so...
What does that mean?
Demon Hunter, that's all they do. They PvE to win.
All they do is live, no matter doing what.
All they do is win, no matter what.
White people. Fucking white people. You can't even...
DJ Khaled!
Okay, so what was your... Since you wanted to go in-depth, which was your favorite match?
I didn't say in-depth. I was just going to say XRB to the moon, and the Skill Cap match was my favorite.
I like Skill Cap. Well, I mean, Skill Capped, I think, was part of the original reason, like, I
got into PvP?
Yeah, like, well, not got into it, but, like, we started watching it.
No.
It was actually Adrian, which, healing stat, which
Yo, Adrian!
Back then, he wasn't, healing stat, he was Talby. So, he was on his druid. Something is happening, and I don't know what it is.
You are breaking shit.
It's because I don't have I have to multitask because I don't have long after before I have 40 fucking things to do and I have to go to sleep and I still need to eat because I haven't eaten yet.
What's for dinner?
Probably whatever the fuck I make myself unless I can convince my husband to go get me a burger.
Hey,
remember the trade-off for that.
Yeah, you always have to give something to get something. Nothing's free, guys.
I want a single. I'm kidding.
No. He's gonna flash everyone.
What do I need a rubber band for? Oh, for the stripping of the things. They're super tiny screws. I think that's pretty much all we had. Like, we didn't have a whole lot because I want to wait till we're closer to 8.1 to talk about some of the stuff that's coming out. Yeah, it just feels like it's kind of moot at this point because stuff is changing.
Oh, it's like a cow's opinion. Doesn't matter.
Not moo, you dumb fuck. Moot. God, fuck.
Culture.
I mean, Joey. Hello. It's a moo. It's like a cow's opinion.
So Rem is gonna experience BlizzCon without his family for the first time, and I'm concerned, but I'm ready to be on standby with him to make sure that he's okay to be without his wife and child.
My mom's coming.
You're fucking dumb.
I want to make sure that you're okay being without your wife and child. This is me caring about you guys. I'm a friend.
I'm taking my mama.
Well, I'm excited about that because then she could see who I really am.
It's not that good.
All bad.
It's the same. I want to say it's an improvement, but it isn't. Like, I want to say this is just for the internet. It isn't.
If we get you before the tequila, maybe, but after, or the show's over.
It's true. Well, I mean, I wasn't too bad last year. I didn't drink too much. I think Ram drank more than I did.
Some nights, yeah.
That's true. The year before, though, you pulled a trade chat.
Yeah, I was stressed out. I don't even remember parts of
You were
last year.
sloshed before the first song was done.
I sure was. No shame there at all. Zero shame.
Yeah, bleeding foot and everything.
What?
You fucked up your toe.
I don't think I was intended to take this screw out.
This.
But I do. So, guys, so you know I've been having, like, my back issues, right? I've been having a lot of lower back problems. Even, like, okay, so I'm old. Let's just say that. We know. But, like, at my age...
How old are you?
I'm pretty old. But at my age, I shouldn't be up doing things for the Kickstarter and then my back is, like, killed the next day. Like, that shouldn't be a part of my life. Because I'm fairly active, even though I game. Like, I chase children and I do things. So, I finally went
Never have I ever watched you chase one of the kids.
Oh, you weren't here when my brother was here yesterday. I chased Abby all through both ends of the house for a good 45 minutes until I peed.
So, you running like...
No, running, like actual running. Well, I mean, as fast as I can run. I have
Dude,
you weren't doing the grandma shuffle?
I have a big head and little arms, so like as fast as I could. Yeah, the pool table. I chased my 20-year-old. I chased her around the pool table. She was like, "I'm calling the cops. You're abusing me." Oh, I'll give you a reason to report that. Let me make something good for the photos. So. My doctor gives me the name of a chiropractor who does extremities. Very few chiropractors do extremity work. Normally they just deal with, you know, your basic spine and all that. So there's one of like 4 doctors in the state of Arizona that do, well, now everybody knows where I live, not that it was a secret, but there's 4 that do extremity chiropractic care for my carpal because it's really bad. It's the worst in the right, but it's like, even right now it hurts. I've never been to a chiropractor. I go. They buy x-ray all the bodies. What do you suppose I found out at the chiropractors, guys? I want to know if anybody could guess what they saw. The chiropractor, who could...
You have no spine.
So, guys, I'm sharing with you people. I didn't like do a post or anything because people I think are a little dramatic on social media. Oh my God, I'm dying. Like, it's going to be okay. So I actually found out that I have scoliosis. So what that means for the audience at home.
Is that like MS?
No. But not only is my spine extremely curved, I can show you a picture. If you want a picture, if you want to know what my spine looks like, send me a DM on Twitter. Don't ask me or send me a dick pic. I'm not interested, but, if you want to know what it looks like, I'll send it to you. I just didn't make a big thing about it on Twitter because I don't want everybody going, "Oh my God." I don't need all that. But, not only is it curved really bad, my tailbone,
twisted and shit.
My tailbone is like left side, right side is like this, and it's twisted as well. So my back bones, you have a bone on the top of each of your vertebrae as it goes down. Those bones are actually twisted, and some of them are inside instead of outside. So I didn't know my whole life. They've never had to do a full body x-ray. Like, there's never been a precedence for me having an x-ray. But I've had migraines since I was like 15, 16. So it is the
I mean, it's all connected to the central nervous system.
It's all connected. The carpal, while is gaming related, it wouldn't probably be as bad as it is now if those other things. So basically what he said...
Is that why you're always so bitchy?
No, that's just me. That's just me. That's totally just me.
Bell in her natural habitat.
Yeah, that's all. That's just a normal, you know. That's just a normal me. But
Yeah.
the good news is, like, at least now I know I have a reason for my ailments, right? It isn't just because I'm super old, and I feel good about that because, guys, shit pops when I move sometimes. And the other day I bent down, and my husband had to help me get back up because I threw a part of my back out. I don't even know. But it was nice.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be my mom.
I don't
she's
want
had,
a
like,
nose
2
ring.
That's valid. But no, she's had 2 reconstructive back surgeries, and like it's fused from like L7 to C4, one of those
I would like to be able to have a back
Mine
surgery
too.
because at least I would have some type of end game. They can't fix, all they can do is adjustments, so I have to go in 3 times a week and have them do adjustments to try to relieve pressure. But basically, he said with like scoliosis, sometimes it can take 30, 40 years to present itself in symptoms because your body adjusts to it. Like your body is so used to being fucked up inside that it's normal to you. So the headaches, they could never figure out why I have the headaches. Now we have an answer for why I have the headaches. We have an answer for why my acid reflux is as bad as it is. Because that's all connected. All of that is all part of the same shit show. So the good news is, guys, I might have scoliosis and I might need a fucking wheelchair by the time I'm 80. The even better news is my husband is okay with those possibilities. We talked and I just said, babe, if you have to wheel me around.
I'm glad he's pushing you around a BlizzCon.
Yeah, like, I just need, but then here's the reason I wanted to
But
tell
you don't
you
let
guys
anyone push you around.
Here's the reason I wanted to tell you guys that, and it isn't because I wanted you guys to be like, oh my god, you have scoliosis. No, it's really because, my mother. So I send a Snapchat to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, my doctor wants to know if there's any, do you have any old x-rays? Is there anything that he can compare, like, tiny me to not tiny me? Did the doctor ever talk about the possibility of being at risk for scoliosis? Like, has there ever been a conversation? Do you know anything about my childhood? Because keep in mind, my mother, up until I was, like, 5 years ago, wasn't a part of my life, right? So my mom goes, no, why? I send her my x-rays, and I'm like, I have scoliosis. And she's like, I do too. I'm sorry, you what? Hold on, you what? And she goes, yeah, I found out when I had cancer because my mom had breast cancer 10-ish years ago. And she, she's a survivor and all that stuff. So part of that is they scan all your things, right, to make sure you're cancer-free and all that. She goes, yeah, I found out when I had cancer. Do you suppose you probably could have mentioned the fact that you have scoliosis to me? I mean, in any conversation we've had in the last 8 years, and you've been coming to my house once a year and spending a fair amount of time here. You couldn't have mentioned the fact that you have scoliosis, which is, it's not hereditary, mind you.
You have a higher chance of...
You do have a higher risk. There's no gene that they can link to prove that it is hereditary. But yes, it does put you at risk if you do have, if you have a parent. Not so much like a grandparent, but if you have a parent. So then I'm thinking, okay, my daughter, my 17-year-old, she's had headaches since she was 15. I got to take her in because we might be rolling together in fucking wheelchairs. Like, that might be our future.
Why do I laugh at horrible things?
Guys, I was mad as fuck at my mother. I was like, seriously, lady? Like, when you know I have migraines, and she knows and she told me how she has migraines. You couldn't have told me that it's attributed to the scoliosis that you have, instead of being like, I don't know, I've always had them. I'm missing the disconnect. So I messaged her back and I'm like, so, Mom, could you have said this to me at any time? Especially when I've asked you about our history. Like, could you have said anything to me? And my mom goes, it never really seemed like part of the conversation. How about when I asked you what's in our family medical history?
I mean, because, that's not a big deal when it first becomes apparent, but it becomes crippling as it goes on.
My nigga, it's crippling right now. It is crippling right now. I can barely sit up. I'm having to pretend that I'm okay by... It's really just because of my headache, I think. But so, guys, look. I just need you all to know that it's okay, and we can laugh about it, because what's a little scoliosis among friends? I'm okay, I just have to go... Murky's
Name
like,
of the episode right there, isn't it?
I think that is going to be the name of the episode, honestly. It's okay, I'm not dying, and, it's many years before there's, like, serious...
No, you're going to be like Betty White. You're never going to die.
I can't wait to be like Betty White. I love Betty White. I would be so lucky to be like Betty White. But I do want to be just like her, actually. Guys, I took these screws out of my laptop, and I'm not sure which screws I was supposed to unscrew. I guess I should get the manual for this sucker after the show. Guys, I apologize. This wasn't a super informative of all the things show. It's going to get drastically worse as we get closer to BlizzCon, and I apologize. It just is what it is.
It was just bad for me because,
It'll be, fun and inventive and all the things that you're used to, but it probably isn't going to be, a lot of smarts going on because my mental capacity diminishes as we get closer. And I fucking...
We may carve pumpkins on the show this month. Who knows? We'll do something fun.
I feel like we should have, like... I feel like one of these weekends, maybe we'll do a stream, and maybe we'll do, like, a eating stream. Like...
Social eating stream?
Yeah, like, we'll just go get tacos or, like, nachos or burgers or whatever, and we'll game, and we'll just... stream. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Does anybody feel like they understood where I was going with that?
No.
Well, I thought maybe like we could game and then we could eat stuff and game and we could, I don't know.
I want tacos. All this taco talk. Blizzcon, can you be here?
I feel like I could make our overlay really tiny so all three of us could be on there and then we could just do some gameplay. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was thinking maybe like. Yeah, Von Butt stuff. We all three talked about getting back to streaming after BlizzCon. And yeah, I would be super in and out, but on a whim. But yeah.
Well, Murky streams on Murky and Me.
Yeah, I stream on my personal, but I don't expect people to follow.
That was the stupidest, like, pretend. Please don't. I've ever seen in my life. That was really obvious. God.
Woe is me. Don't watch.
If that was important, I would be like on Facebook, on Twitter, like, yo, going live. What's up? Like, I just stream.
Maybe this weekend I'll make our overlay a little small in the corner, and I'll screen grab and we'll do, I don't know, some shit. It's funny watching.
Well, we could do
an hour's worth of expedition farming for birds.
No, what is it called? When you can have all the streams on one. Yeah, multi-stream. We could all stream and then have that hosted by the Pwnecast page or something.
That sounds like a lot of work. I'm gonna be really honest.
Actually, it really isn't.
Why haven't you been doing it in the last 6 months then?
Because I just thought about it.
Streaming.
You're such a fucking liar, guys. Do you know what screws we're supposed to undo? I gotta find them. Guys, I love you all. Thank you for loving me, and thank you for loving my boys, and thank you for caring about us. Yeah, I don't stream raids on purpose because I don't want to watch anybody fucking raid because I don't even want to be in the raid, and nobody wants to watch anybody raid. Nobody wants to watch anybody Mythic Dungeon. They want to watch Belle running around like a fucking moron, doing whatever weird shit Belle does, and Murky yelling at Belle. Actually, Murky doesn't yell. Rem yells. Murky silently helping Belle not get yelled at by Rem by coming and saving me when I've gotten myself into some shit. That is what people want to watch. And
my mother enjoys watching me stream the raid just for listening to you yell.
Yeah, I'm talking about from us. I'm talking about from us, though, not like... I mean, you stream stuff because people are used to, like, when it comes... Nobody's going to come to Belle for high level.
Gotcha.
Get out of here. And then you get to have the pleasure of Daddy Rem trying to corral and herd cats, doing organized content.
And the Bell Screech. That's what I come to raid for.
Rem's trying to make me a better human. Well, that's what he says. But I feel like he's trying to make me the Stepford Belle. Let's get matching tattoos.
Sure.
Magenta colored dicks on our shoulders.
Okay.
I have to color dicks on your shoulders?
Magenta colored. Just one, little one.
A magenta colored dick on your shoulder. Why magenta?
Because magentals.
Oh my
God. It's a long PvP story. Do you want to go into it or should I save it for off? We'll save it for off.
Magenta dicks?
So, you know, back in Wrath of the Lich King BC, when you PvP'd, you got your arena rating. In the shoulders was the highest rated item you needed to buy the shoulders, right? Yes. When did you start playing WoW?
She started
I didn't start.
Technically Kata, but then officially missed.
Technically, it was before Kata because it was BC, but
okay,
I didn't start PvPing until Miss.
Okay, so in BC and I think early Wrath of the Lich King, you had your PvP rating, and the highest rating that you needed was to buy your shoulders. I used to actually be on a threes team, and we had this guy on our team called Zazagarigi. His name was Gary. And we would fight it. And you know how you played against people on your server back then? There was none of this cross-roam zone and shit like that. You played in your little bracket.
They didn't have that kind of technology back in the day, right?
So we would fight teams, and he would look at them, and he would see that they bought their transmog shoulders just to have the full armor set before they would buy their weapons. So his taunt would always be telling these guys they had nice dicks on their shoulders, nice magenta-colored dicks, taunting them for buying their shoulders instead of their weapons because, you know, you should buy your weapons first because that's always the big
that's the first thing you always bought, yeah.
So it became this long-running joke that he would just always just talk shit in vent because that's what we used back then. He'd be like, "Nice magenta-colored dicks on your shoulders." It became a joke for like 2 expansions, but he actually.
But magenta's the only because it was the
like if you think of it like a dildo, a sex toy, like magenta, bright pink, hot pink, magenta-colored dick was like the first color that came up. Unfortunately, at the beginning of Wrath of the Lich King, he had cancer, and he.
Why would you tell me that story? Why would you tell me that story?
That was like uplifting and just.
Why, on any stretch of the imagination, would that be the story that you chose to tell me?
So the other 4 of us from this group, this guy named Al Gooch and this Penelope, we all said at BlizzCon one year, we're all gonna go and we're gonna get magenta-colored dicks on our shoulders.
Jesus Christ.
Like, we sent care pack. Like, he lived in Canada, and he couldn't get peanut butter Captain Crunch where he lived, so we were always mailing care packages of Captain Crunch up there and stuff like that. Like, we weren't just online friends. Like, you know, they were somebody pretty close to us, but when you're...
Oh, so you're saying we're just online friends then. Got it. Message received.
Shut the hell up. We're better than that.
Message received. Got it.
When you're fucking, like, 15 years old and in high school and you can't, like, drive an hour to visit a friend, like, that's the best you can do is this... You know, whatever. So that's the magenta-colored dick story. So we would always talk shit on people who bought their.
I like my idea better. When someone asks why magenta nuts, magenitals.
You would think he didn't have sex, guys.
Genitalia.
Like, you would think that he would be the virgin who sits at home and doesn't have sex, but that is a lie. So it is shocking.
Dude, me or Murky? I'm confused.
Both of you, really. But I mean, this is behavior I expect from Murky because this is, you know, he is upfront about his dirty where others hide it better, right, Rem? they keep it in their closet and on the respective FetLife pages. Murky's just, you already know what you get there. There's no oh, I've expected this but I got this. Like, what you see is what you get because there's no fear of.
Nah, I posted a butt snapper this weekend. I had like 7 people respond to that. I just posted my story. I didn't send it to people.
I
want to
know how
see who would
see
actively
other
go look for
Snapchat
it.
Stories.
I was just curious who would actually go actively look for it. So
they changed where you see those, so I don't know how to see other people's Snapchat stories
I
anymore.
hate that they changed their interface.
You go to the swipe left.
When I do, it's nothing but fucking Black China and fucking Cardi B and every other fucking Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat famous person.
Then you swipe over, go to the Discover one. It's all at the top.
But on the page itself, it's like Cardi B and like.
Well, on the bottom part.
Well, it shows you on the bottom, so you must have like nobody posting to the story.
That hurts my feelings, though.
You only have like 4 people out on Snapchat.
I have a lot of people on Snapchat, actually.
But yeah, this person has a valid comment. But huge butts are awesome, Belle.
Huge butts are awesome, and I love the Kardashians. Not gonna lie, guys, that is a secret.
Why people like my snaps?
But a lot of people don't know that I watch the Kardashians when I'm taking a bath. I binge watch what I've got recorded, and I don't have any shame there. And honestly, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's one of those things where, like, I don't know what they're going to do next.
I think my mom watches those housewife shows.
Well, it's like a train wreck.
I don't watch any of the other ones. I can't handle I cannot handle any of that other crap. I've tried to watch the Hollywood Housewives or whatever that footballers' wives or some shit. I don't know. But I really have so Kris Jenner pimps her kids out, but I mean, she's a pretty smart businesswoman and she's a fucking gajillionaire. And I wish I would have been that smart. Not to pimp my kids out, but I wish I would have I wish I would have taken a different path in life when I was younger instead of the path I chose, because then I could be having all that. I don't know. I
don't know what a
jabroni, sure.
is.
Yeah,
You're a
jabronis.
brony. Okay, you do you, boo-boo.
Yeah, jabronis are jabronis. So...
Streamer wives. This needs to be a show. Or gamer wives. There we go.
Sister wives?
Gamer wives.
Oh, guys, I got the I got it.
What?
I have to remove all the outside screws. Wait.
Aren't they all on the outside?
Replace all. Okay, so it is, but so I was confused because you know how on some laptops, if you remove 2 of them, you're removing like the lid thing, or you're removing like another thing you don't want to remove. I actually got the service manual. Guys, I'm gonna be okay. I'm smart. I'm gonna be all right.
I don't know how we drove this content.
It's about that time for us to be done. I'm gonna go see if I could scrounge up some food, and my daughter's not here to make me mac and cheese. That makes me really sad, but I'm gonna go fight the good fight anyway. I love you all, and thanks for being here and being with us and putting up with our weirdest episode ever. I think this is probably the weirdest. As you saw, my ADD, my ADD is in full swing, and my meds have not helped me any whatsoever. So, welcome to my life. But, yeah, we're going to get the hell out of here. Guys, thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Thanks for caring. Thanks for being a friend. Guys,
I'll see you next Thursday, or see you on another time.
We will see you back next week. Send me some mail. One of you sent a thing, and I forgot to respond to it. I will follow up with your email, and then I'll talk about it next week on the show. 2 of you. Three. I got 3 emails. I promise.
Was one of them a dick pic?
No dick pics. Thank God. Like, I'm super like happy that there isn't, you know, no dick pickage there, because that would be weird. Guys, I feel like I might have actually broken. I got the manual now.
Check your box now. I'm kidding.
You know, I feel like. Seriously, do you guys have your costumes for DitchCon, or am I the only one? Make an effort.
Svenja. I don't know. I'm broke.
He's got a kigurumi. He's already set.
What do you need money for a costume for?
I'm the Murky. I get to wear the kigurumi.
Can't you just make a costume?
Yeah, out of my kigurumi.
Oh, you're not in the credits. God damn it.
Wow.
Alexa, remind me to put Murky in the credits tomorrow.
Wow. She asked why I don't try so hard, and this is why, because I am just forgotten at the end of the day.
I can't believe, you know what, I even said, like, that was on my to-do list when I did the intro, and I totally...
I could wrong.
Oh, shit. Guys, we're going. Love y'all.
Love